All right, guys, hope you're all doing well. Welcome to the stream. It is time for a little bit of Warhammer, some late night Total War tournament action. Tonight is going to be double elimination, but we're going to be making a slight change to our regular format. So what's going to be going down is that the winner on the top side of the bracket is going to be getting 2 lives. So typically when we get to the grand finals, as we have done in the past in double Elim, we just going to have it be a best of 1 to solve things, which is traditional SFT. But we're going to be trying the winner gets 2 lives in the finals because, it's more fair. So that's going to be that. Ham War, yes. Release the Ham War. I played some real life Ham War this last week. Went to a tournament last weekend with Chaos Dwarves. Just filmed not filmed, but recorded a video giving a full breakdown of that, which was fun. And we're going to be starting the tournament here in just a moment. Okay, 6 o'clock is the time. And we're playing Chorfs, my favorite. I am going to play Lizardmen next. I just played Chaos Dwarves in Tabletop last weekend, so the hype was there. I'm like, I gotta get them out once again. But yes, we're going to be playing them here tonight. All right, let's refresh this. We're going to get our first round opponent. And we'll see. We might get a bye round if we do. Then we will, of course, just cast somebody else's game. Okay, looks good. Everybody's checked in. And Hashit bless this ravaged body. Yes, indeed. All right, so tournament brackets are generating. We're going to have our opponent here in the next 30 seconds. As long as the website doesn't explode. Okay, looks fine. And do we have an opponent? Yeah, oh man, we're playing somebody really... We're going to get sent to the pits right away. We're playing Boss Toss. This guy's been killing it this season. He has been an absolute Terminator. I think he's already got 4 tournament wins. It's a great way to start, just taking a fat L to the face. Round 1 is live. But it is double Elim, so we have 2 lives, which is cool. Round 1 is live. Goblins. All right. And let's find our opponent here. Yo. We are up. And I got my first round opponent here. Let's see what the map is. I think it's Edge of the Darkwood is the first map. I think they're playing Khorne. I'm not sure. All right, so Edge of the Darkwood, I believe, is the first round map. So let's get that all set up. Yeah, this guy's been killing it. I think he's got what is his win rate? It's something insane. How did I place in the IRL tourney? Yeah, we went undefeated, but we ended up getting second place in the tournament, which was awesome. So we won all 3 games, but there was Boss Toss, number 2 ranked player on the leaderboard right now. Cool. He's playing Khorne. Unfortunately, I lost my builds when I reset all my computer stuff, so I don't have any builds saved, even though I did have one for Khorne originally, but we'll see what we can do. All right, so Edge of the Darkwood is going to be the map. Let's go ahead and get a screen blocker up, so let's do this. All right, I'm going to add an image here. Just give me a second, and we'll get this all squared away, and then we should be good. Thank you guys for joining tonight. It's going to be a lot of fun. Not that one, and we can use some of these. All right, that's actually a pretty good army blocker right there. Yes, outstanding. Evil Chaos Dwarves, yes, evil. Gotta have that dog in you. Yeah. All right. Start. Yeah. No, the great part is if we get sent to the pits, we're gonna have a redemption arc, which is gonna be quite a bit of fun. I'm very excited for it. All right, I'm trying to remember what I did against Khorne last time I played. I played against a good Khorne player a while back, and I really honestly don't remember what we did. Yeah. Okay. I think we brought... God, what was that build? Okay, I'm sorry. It's starting to come back to me now. It's starting to come back to me here. Okay, so let's get that. Got this. Got this. I think it was something along these lines. Rarely get to make a live stream. Yeah, it's going to be fun. Welcome, Bonks. I've been binging a lot of your VODs. Good to catch a live stream. Yeah, it's always a little bit more fun when you're live, for sure. Yeah, that's my opinions there. Okay, so for the battle line, what the hell did I bring? God, I'm trying to remember. I had a really cool build, I remember. Was it Zoltor? No, we didn't go Zoltor in this matchup. I think that's kind of foolish. You definitely want to bring skirmishers here, because Khorne isn't very good at the skirmish game, so you can get some shenanigans going there. And for reinforcements, did we bring... I almost want to go back and look at my other stream and see what my Khorne build was. It was a while ago. It was 2 or 3 weeks ago. And we fought a pretty good Khorne player. Yeah, I think we want you, and just one of you in the starting army, right? And then we want this. Okay. That's pretty damn expensive. It is expensive indeed. These guys in this matchup, what do they bring to the table? We're going to have to probably deal with some Coordinate Halberds and things like that. Hey, Smo, how you doing, man? The AoE 4 Wolves had you rolling. Dude, I was getting owned by the Wolves last night. It was just pure punishment. The Wolves were indeed giving me the dirty. Yeah, it was hard to deal with. All right, let's get this. And from here, we're going to get one of you. Are they useful here out of the gates? Probably so. So as far as the infantry goes in this matchup, it's a little bit tricky. Khorne has some good tools against you. They usually are a little bit favored in the infantry game. Let's do this and this. 2 of those. And we got that just in case things get a little bit crazy. El Gordo Backstabber, probably not going to be super useful here. I don't think he's going to be very, very strong. Hey, welcome. Killing it with the streams. Yeah, we're having a good time, man. We're having a good time together, all of us. All right, so we definitely got to max out on these. I think those are like an auto take to just max out. And then, man, our army is going to be very, very funky. Cheapish infantry. Hobgoblin Cutthroats get absolutely massacred in this matchup. They get starched pretty bad. So probably going to want some Dowie Czar for sure. So I think we probably just need one of those because we're going to need some more Dowie Czar infantry, yes. And as far as the other tools go, Magma Cannons are all right here, but I think we're going to play a bit of a different play style. Yeah, we're going to play a little bit differently here. That thing is sweet. That thing is pretty damn cool. So let's get this. We're going to put this on it. And I wonder if this is going to be up to the task of taking him on. Might be. He's going to obviously have his Marauder Horseman running around and cackling. That is ready to go. That is ready to go. I think I like the build. Yeah. It's not my favorite build I've ever made, but it'll do, pig. It'll do. It'll have to do. It's got some badass stuff in it also. So he switched banners because he's a good sport. And what else do we need? I think that's pretty much it. Yeah. Can you dig it? This is good against like big boys, but I feel like maybe we should just go a little bit more frontal focused here. So let's get you, switch you with this, get another one of these. All right, good luck, have fun to my opponent. Let's see how this goes. I do not know how this is all going to unfurl here, but we'll find out. We will find out. 4 Magma Cannons. Oh, they're okay against Khorne. Khorne can go mass though. I like Magma Cannons against Nurgle, but against Khorne, I'm playing a bit of a different playstyle here. It worked for me last time, but you know, I don't know how this player is what he's gonna bring, right? Yeah. 4 Magma Cannons, yes. Bring 4 of them. Unleash the fury of Hashut. Unleash it. It's a Chaos Dwarf meme. No, I'm not memeing. I'm trying to win, you know. It is double Elim, so this guy's really good. He's ranked number 2 on leaderboard right now. I played him in the grand finals of a tournament like 2 weeks ago, and it was a really, really nice game. He was playing Greenskins that game though. Ooh, look, we have the quad Deathstreaker. So my tabletop list is double Deathstreaker, actually. It's really fun. Yeah, so I had some really good pictures from the event. I could show you guys some tonight on stream, a little bit of an early teaser. When we have downtime in between games. Round 1, I played, I'll make sure there's no admin stuff, by the way. Okay, checking. Yeah, so round 1, we played against the Trolls. So there's a special army in Tabletop, which is a troll-based army, which is pretty heavy metal. And by the way, we have some really cool lead infantry here. So check it out. We have the Fireglaves as well as the Immortals. Immortals, it's a little bit risky. I probably should have gotten a bunch of Laborers to go with them, but it is what it is. And we're going to get you to go help grab that objective. We have Astro Chad, and we have the Hashut's Dark Ravagers. They're really nice because they beat up Fleshhounds, and they also can annihilate the infantry pretty effectively. So, what's your favorite race overall to play in Warhammer 3? Empire and Chaos Dwarfs, 100%. Do I have my sound on? Yep, sound's on. Okay. I just woke up from a fat nap, so bear with me, guys. All right, okay. So we're good. Good. And yeah, just Flamestorm. Flamestorm's good at just clearing out infantry and whatnot. So why does the map look glossy? It's fog. It's like a fog. Yeah, this map occasionally has fog on it, which is kind of funny. All right, see what my opponent's got. He's probably going to deploy some sort of weird and most people do shenanigans there. Okay, so he's more meta. He's going Valkia. Yeah, so Valkia is definitely good. So we're going to move up here. That's why I like to go Astro Chad in this matchup, because he can, yeah, he can help deal with, oh, we got Skull Cannons too. Okay, interesting. And what is this going to be? Fleshhounds? All right, that's fine with me. Are they actually Fleshhounds? They are Fleshhounds of Khorne. Okay, great. So we're going to move over here and we're going to attack. We're going to bring Astro Chad over here. and just kind of poke away. I don't know how our little goblins are going to do. Probably not super good. We could call over some speedy boys. Probably a good idea. Do this. But yeah, if we can get a little bit more damage on them and not completely get wiped out there, then that's going to be good. Let's get the Hashed Stark Ravagers up there to grab this point. The goblins are hanging in there well. My opponent is going to get the objective here, though, which is unfortunate. And the Skull Cannon won't do a whole lot of damage there, so that's fine. All right, so moving up, we're going to chase you. And Astro Chad is going to keep running over here. In the meantime, we'll get you up on the objective. And we got to be careful. Don't want to get caught in a really bad situation here. All right, so let's get you guys up on the point, and those goblins should come back here in a second. Let's get you guys, send you over here, and get a great weapon unit waddling out there. And Hashed Stark Ravagers going to use their throwing weapons to do a little bit of poking, and now we start recapturing this objective. We got 2 Fleshhounds pretty close to death, which I would say is good. And yeah, overall, I'm not unhappy with it. So you stay on the point. Hashed Stark Ravagers are wasting a lot of that Skull Cannon ammo, and next we're going to call out a big scary Kadai. So we haven't taken too much damage yet. Looks like the Skull Cannon is missing a lot of its shots, which is great. Honestly, this map thing it's making it pretty hard to see. Let's go ahead and just get some throwing weapons here. Maybe my opponent's going to go ahead and try and dive some of the skirmishers or my Fireglaves. We'll have to see. All right, so we got this objective here on the side. We're going to move the Fireglaves back there to just defend. Let's get the Immortals up here. In the meantime, we'll keep poking at some of the Marauders, so we can get Astro Chad up here, and hopefully we can get a little bit of capture weight coming in. We have these skirmishers here. Fireglaves are going to come back. Okay, so it looks like we do get attacked now. So we can probably take this fight, I think. And let's move you guys back here to help out. In the meantime, we'll get Astro Chad in there to do a little bit of Royal Rumbling. And we now have the Immortals up on the point, which is great. The Wolf Riders are doing good. We actually do get a bit of a break on those guys. And we have the Scaries coming in. So let's do this. And we're going to have some Dwarf Warriors arriving there soon. Just more about value trading right now than anything. Okay, he's not going to be blobbing. He's not going to give it to me for free there. So how's it looking here? Yeah, Fireglaves are rolling in, but there is a lot of pressure coming back there. So that's actually a little bit scary. Those are Chaos Warhounds of Khorne. So let's get this. Call you in on the outside. Get you coming around here, and then you can go there. All right, so we are getting decent value trading. The Hashed Stark Ravagers are doing a bit of work. Let's get the Immortals moving in, and you can move in there too. So value trading wise, yeah, I guess our Fireglaves are getting wrecked a little bit, which feels bad. But we are going to get this point here in a second. My opponent is jumping up to a pretty considerable points lead on us, which is very scary. But we do wipe out one unit, like dead to rights. We do see a Minotaur coming in. And the Fireglaves probably just park them on this point. That damn Skull Cannon is so hot right now. It's doing a lot of damage. Let's get these guys back here. And I could use a Flamestorm if we want to. Let's get you moving in. All right. And Flamestorm in time. We're going to go ahead and save it because there's not really too many good targets right now. We just got to watch out for the Sword of Khorne, basically. All right, so Chorfs and Chorfs. Let's move you guys up to deal with this. And great. So the Immortals have done some great work, and we do manage to fold up this position. The Minotaurs are coming, so we just need to get away with these guys for now. And cool. So this should be a pretty solidified point for us here. I think we're going to be pretty safe. Let's go ahead and unsummon you. Call you in here. Start shooting this. Astro Chad can go there as well. And do we get the Hashed Stark Ravagers past this? Yeah, we need to get them away from this situation, if at all possible. All right, so on the outside, we have some more skirmishers. Hashed Stark Ravagers just got smashed, which is really bad for us. Let's call you in, move you this way, move the Fireglaves up. And as far as the Flamestorm goes, we could drop one right there, try and catch these guys. The Dark Ravagers getting caught here and dying may have lost me the game. That was very, very Bronzodia, so we're going to have to pay the price for that. Kind of making me wish I had more Fireglaves, to be completely honest with you. All right, so we're moving. The Immortals are doing good in the middle, and the Hashed Stark Ravagers just keep getting their AI pulled back in, which really sucks. I don't know what's going on with that, but it is what it is. All right, so we do manage to bash those guys off the middle. A couple Hound units are chasing. So we're going to intercept them here. And on the back objective, we have you guys start laying into them a little bit. And the Ravagers finally were able to get away. Okay, so maybe now we can find some way to stabilize here. Into the backfield, we're going to call in some Bull Centaur Renders with great weapons. All right, so the Hashed Stark Ravagers have survived. The Immortals are doing work in the middle, though. Those Chaos Dwarves, though they're doing some serious work. Thankfully, the Dark Ravagers have lived. We're going to keep putting firepower down on you. You guys chase here. And yeah, the Immortals maybe can get me in this game somehow. Maybe, I'm not sure. We do have the Dark Ravagers. Let's keep them on the wings. And the Bull Centaur Renders are going to be up soon too. We're not down by that much value, actually. Surprisingly, these Giga Chad Immortals are doing some serious work. Because Astro Chad is also infantry sized. So let's get the Dark Ravagers in here. You guys fight these guys off. And the Bull Centaur Renders need to come over here. And in the meantime, how are we looking on the outside? It's looking all right. Yeah, we need to get the Fireglaves kind of in a more optimal position. So Astro Chad is getting attacked here by quite a bit, but I think that the Chowie infantry will hold. Let's get another skirmish cav, run them up here so we can help out if need be, and hopefully we can win this backfield fight. Hobgoblins have almost crumbled these guys down. The Immortals are tanking it like raid bosses. We have 2 Minotaurs on either side of them. I'm hoping they'll do some work. Fireglaves are coming up. Let's just keep waddling them. And you guys go here. Bull Centaur renders with the great weapons move around. And you guys come up here, and you guys come down here. All right, so far it's going okay. It's not going badly. You know, I think we've kind of stabilized a little bit. Let's get some of these Minotaurs to get shot. The Immortals and Astro Chad are definitely getting me back in this game. But I am down on points pretty heavily, so we have to be very cognizant of that. So Bull Centaur renders are here. We're going to go bash these guys in the face. So let's get you guys moving up to shoot them. And actually, we do have a healthy Minotaur unit right there, so I think we're a little bit better off to shoot those guys. All right, so in the meantime, these guys can just bull charge this, and we can start calling in some Kadai, I think is going to be the play. Yeah, these Immortals, man, they probably have so much value. It's pretty insane. All right, so coming around the outside, we see some skirmishers coming in, so let's fight them. Let's get you guys to do this and pull you guys back. And are they going to steamroll that unit? Great, they do end up steamrolling that unit. So let's get a train in. There's a lot of infantry here, so we're going to go full speed ahead. Astro Chad is actually breaking a lot of these guys back, but the problem is we're so down on points, right? It's going to be hard to just like full on break their back, but maybe we will. All right, so let's charge here. Let's get you guys moving up, and they can charge here as well. The Immortals are doing good work. Let's run these guys away, just lure them around the battlefield. And now we need to kind of start that slow grind here. So we're going to get behind you and do this. And now the Fireglaves can come this way. We can charge into the Minotaurs here. We don't want to. We don't want to, yeah. Those guys are very Thunderbolts and Lightning, very frightening indeed. The Immortals finally do break, though, I believe. Yeah, that looks like they're mostly broken. We have some rats here that can still do a little something, something. Let's shoot there. Go here. Get the train coming in. Astrogoth fights here. And unfortunately, my Wolf Riders did get caught back here. So value is close-ish, but he's definitely winning. Definitely in a better position. But it's mostly Minotaurs, so maybe we can get a big break or something. I don't know, we'll have to see. The Fireglaves do get a good fight here, or a good position. Like, they're pretty much optimal. We're going to turn around and fight there and pull you back. And that's just a Sleipnir. They'll keep shooting. They'll keep doing their thing. We just need more bodies out here, honestly, at this point. And how are we doing against the Minnows? Yeah, they're taking some work. The Fireglaves do get melted a little bit, but now we got Bull Centaur renders on his large targets, right? Which is nice. We got some speedy cav on the way over. I can't really take anything off the back objective here, and Astrogoth and company. We just need to break these minnows, and hopefully we have enough time after this to do something. All right, let's get you there. Call you across, and you can just rear charge these guys, although those are Marauders, so let's come around the back. And now we can drop a Flamestorm. We're going to do it right on top of the Horsemen here. And we're going to come around the outside and see if we can do a little bit of raiding. All right, so the Astro Chad Brick is going to be trying to fight. We're going to take one of you and try and break those Minotaurs right there, and then the other 2 are going to go hunt these guys down. In the meantime, you hunt here, you hunt here. Hashid Stark Ravager is still going into the 4th quarter. Our Doom Train is doing all right, but the Minotaurs are doing a lot of damage, but maybe we get a break here. I'm not sure. There is crumbling to be had with this army too, right? So you got to be aware of that. So let's run these Minotaurs down, see if we can break them. We do manage to get his Horsemen. And do we get a leadership break here? Kind of. Yeah, let's get some Kadai Fireborn in there. We're really running out of time. I feel like we're starting out value, but aside from that, the time is getting very, very dodgy. All right, so Astro Chad is doing it. We have broken this position, so let's move up. Yeah, you see how Khorne is not super numerous on the battlefield anymore? Yeah, those are just Chaos Warhounds. Let's pull you back. The Immortals, we probably should have unsummoned them a long time ago and unsummoned you so we can get them back fresh. And what do we have here? Just a lot of Wolf Riders, a lot of Skirmishers. But damn, still a hell of a lot of Minotaurs. All right, so we're going to have another Flamestorm soon. In the backfield, are we going to get these Hounds? I think we will. So let's get those Hounds down. Let's use this. All speed ahead, so we need to put it in control group 4. Use the speed buff. Kadai are on their way in, but yeah, how am I going to get the objective? I feel like the build needs a little bit more stopping power for infantry. I mean, I guess I do have like Flamestorm, different things like that, but it's hard. It's hard to say. Because, like, they don't have a lot. It's mainly just, like, Hounds and a couple beat-up Minotaurs, right? So let's get some Chorfs waddling towards the objective. I mean, they'll get there one of these years, that's for sure. And these Hounds are going to get routed off the battlefield. So now we need to call you back. He has too much mobility for me to really, like, try a lot in terms of, like, backcapping. But hopefully when they arrive, we can get some work done on the objective. All right, so the Skirmishers are here. Let's go run down what we can. You go get those Warhounds. We got this heading over here. Are they going to go for the back objective? Maybe. If they do, I mean, I have Skirmish Cab, right? So I can go for that. But I think we just don't have enough time. It's going to be a close game. But I am probably a little bit ahead on value right now, so we're going to do a Flamestorm. I mean, I know it doesn't show it, but there's a lot of disintegration in other variables too. So, yeah, so you got to remember that is a factor as well. All right, so let's head up there. We need to get this objective on the back. I think we're all right. We have the Chowie warriors, so let's get you guys coming here. These guys can go fight them. You pull back this way. And do we start to flip the middle? We do start to flip the middle objective. Slowly but surely, it's happening. And now we're going to have to start playing for the back. Granted, I don't have anything like cheap, so let's actually start waddling you towards that objective. I'm pretty confident we're going to be able to get this one. But, you know, we really don't have a lot of time. So the Fleshhounds are going to lose that fight, obviously. We'll move there, and you move here and help bash them off. Let's get another skirmisher. Pull you up here and see how it's going on the back objective. It's a little bit dodgy, but I think the Chorf Warriors will be able to hold it. Ooh, maybe not. Shit. Okay, I figured a full health Chorf Warrior unit would be able to hold this. What's doing so much damage against them? I actually don't even know. We should win that. We should, but we might need to bring these skirmishers over here to help out. So we're going to bring 2 of those guys over there to help. The middle is in flux, but it looks like we're going to get it. Now my opponent's Helm's Deeping, so it's going to be a hard one. But maybe we can get it. We do have the Chorf Warriors heading there. And we do have like Terror, but my opponent does have a lot of mobility. I think the back objective stabilized. So now we can head over here and get the train heading up here. Looking good. And yeah, Khorne's on the back foot. We do get that objective, but the middle could be stolen at any point, right? So that's what's kind of scary. So let's move you here. We have a little bit of time to get this back objective, but like they have all the home field advantage now. So let's get full speed ahead, get the pain train going in there, get you guys doing this. And on the back objective, it looks like have we stabilized? Oh no, it doesn't look like it. Okay, so we need to pull these skirmishers back here. 100%, and we need to pull you back. So that could cost us the game, right? The fact that we have to like reallocate assets to our backfield is very, very tough. All right, so you've gotten in. The Fireborn are doing it. Let's pull back, and we can use a big Flamestorm. All right, so let's get the Pain Train. Let's get you guys doing it, and Astro Chad is going to go ahead and do a Flamestorm right there to try and break those Marauders off. A couple Warriors heading over there. In the middle, there are some Houndos. We are going to get here, probably. It's just 1 skirmisher unit, so I think they can handle that, and then you can handle this. And we're going to need to call you up here, because it's basically all hands on deck. And we have engaged. Yeah, we're actually close to flipping it. So you can see the flip is coming. We do have the Warriors. In a little bit of time, these guys will arrive in the middle. And do we stabilize the outside point? I think we do. Do we have any other Speedy Boys coming? We do. So we're going to need like a double Speedy Boy right there to get that objective. So we start to flip this. Yeah, Valky is tanking us, but we need to get rid of the capture weight. The dwarves are going to be arriving here. The Pain Train will hopefully get terror routes. Really, really good match, though. This is like win or lose. I'm very happy with this. This is an incredibly close game. All right, let's get more skirmishers. Head over here. Do we end up winning that fight out there? I think we do. So let's get you guys to do this, and you can come back to the middle here. And the back objective is going to flip, but I think he's going to be able to ninja the middle, probably. The Chorf Warriors have arrived, and we pushed them off pretty hard. So let's keep the Pain Train on you guys, and you guys bounce over here to get them. Chorf Warriors arriving. And the middle flipping is probably going to cost us. It's going to cost us, but we just don't have enough to cover all our bases, right? We're trying, but it's not going to be enough here. Fireborn are actually really good against Khorne. They're very strong. All right, so we flipped the back objective, which is outstanding. So let's see if we can go hold the middle. I doubt it. You know, it's going to be hard. We do get a couple mobile units out there, but, you know, we only have 50 seconds left to do anything here, and there's actually a lot of infantry and Minotaurs there. So I don't think it's going to be enough. Yeah, it's probably not. All right, let's get you and you. Head to the middle. Get some sneaky gets coming up just for cap weight, even though probably not going to matter. We have some horsemen back here who maybe we're going to be able to head off, but overall, it's probably just not enough. Do we have enough for another Flamestorm? I don't think so. Really good match, though. This is honestly really close. I think with some adjustments to the build, we're probably okay. Probably just like some of the, what's it called? The more Fireglaves. Fireglaves were like really good, and I think you need them to counter the Khorne Tars. I'm almost thinking like a triple Fireglaive build instead of bringing the Immortals, but the Immortals were pretty Giga Chad. They did good. So that objective, are we going to stabilize this? I don't know if we can even. Let's get double skirmisher over there to go hunt them down, but that's going to be it. GG, well played. Really good match, super close. You know, super close. We were in a position where we could maybe clinch it there in the end, but it wasn't enough. All right. GG, well played. Let me talk to my opponent. GG. Go ahead and report. And good luck. So let's see what we would adjust. So the Immortals, how'd they do? 1,600 value on those Giga Chad Dwarves, man. That was worth it. The Hashid Stark Ravagers, I think I just cut them, right? They just didn't seem very good. I think we just open up with like... Yeah, so I like the Immortals, actually. They were able to give me the objective control. So we cut the Dark Ravagers. They just kind of sucked. Like, the Minotaurs are just too prevalent, right? So we cut that, and I think we just go something like this. And then in reserve, we have anti-large with these, and then we have anti-infantry. Like, I feel like that covers our bases pretty well. So let's save this. Chaos Dwarves versus Khorne. Okay. Chaos Dwarves versus Khorne. Yeah, very good. Very happy to play against a strong opponent. And let's see what we got. So we are not eliminated yet. It's double Elim, so we have a chance in the bottom brackets. After changing your recording settings or streams, yeah, it definitely looks a lot better. We changed it up. I was using the wrong encoder for like a freaking year, so that feels bad. We have 16, so okay. So I'm gonna have my next opponent here in a second. So I shouldn't cast another game. Yeah, big tournament tonight for how short notice it was. Very exciting stuff. We can show you guys the tail of the tape. So going to the desktop here. Yes, you can see we have the brackets. So Scrambled Egg has defeated Sunshine. Harrison has defeated Forbosi. Shaper Fate lost to B6. Outer Region defeated Apostate. And then we have a couple more matches. I lost to Boss Toss. And you can see I'm going to play the winner of 16. So whoever this is here, which they should be finishing in the next like 2 or 3 minutes, I would suspect. And then we will play those guys. So should be good. Yeah, it was a really fun game. I think my build was just a little off. I think like with the proper build against Khorne, where like Fireglaves are so good against Khorne. You just open with Fireglaive and Skirmisher, and then you just call in anti-infantry, because they lose the infantry, but they wreck anything big, so that's kind of the formula. Astro Chad was really good, though. Like, the Flamestorms are clutch. Valkia can't touch him. So that's, like, he could beat Valkia in a duel, probably. He's an angry little sausage. I think last time I won this, I used the Destroyer, actually. I think I used the Kadai Destroyer. Yeah. That's too risky, though. I think a good Khorne player is just going to beat it down with Minotaurs and throwing axes. Oh, tabletop pictures. Yeah. Okay, let me get some of those. Okay, so it's like, can I get like an album and open them all? Hang on. Okay, so let's do... One sec, guys. I'm trying to figure out how to like... How do I get this? Oh, there's so many of them. Open in browser. Okay, let's try that. I just don't want to keep my other match waiting. Is this open in browser? No, that was okay. Yes, and then we have the ogres. I'm trying to find like the best pictures. Okay, so that's pretty good. This one was pretty good. That was against Bretonia. That's what I get for forsaking my my Fireglaves. I had a feeling they would be the way, but okay. And then here's the Bretonian army. Unfortunately, the Bretonian opponent, his army wasn't painted, so you're not going to get too many cool shots from that. But okay. Almost ready, guys. Yeah, it's a fair amount of pictures. All right, let me make sure the tournament isn't waiting on me. Actually, oh no, we're not even in Swiss. I don't even need to pass rounds. That's really nice. Okay. Do I have my opponent? Damn, really? Not yet? Okay, they're having a sweaty duel of fates over there. Okay, so here's the pictures. Okay, here's one picture. This was against the Ogre Kingdoms. So you can see I have my Fireglaive line, I have the Iron Demon, got the Bale Taurus character, the double Death-Free Rocket Launcher with the Sorcerer Prophet, which is pretty badass. Hang on a sec, let me fix this. Okay, there we are. No, I'm going to play other factions. I just really enjoy playing Dwarfs. All right. There we go. Then in this game, here are the ogres I was fighting, so they're pretty cool. They weren't fully finished. He was still painting his army. You can see they're not based and stuff, but they'll look nice when they're done, I'm sure. Another shot of the Blackworks and the Iron Demon. Here's the Bretonians charging here. So the Bretonians were charging my Fireglaves. That is like a proxy Green Knight model, and then the Bale Taurus, and there was a Knight of the Realm unit. He wasn't painted either. And then you can see on the left, it's my Blackwork War Boss. He was fighting a unit of... he was fighting the Bretonian Duke. He actually did pretty good there. Next up, we have another shot. So this is like the pre-battle shot. It was the Bale Taurus with the Iron Demon and the Fireglaves, like facing down the Bretonian army. Yeah, I painted this entire army, yeah. Here you can see a bit of a close-up of these guys. Yeah, they're little. You see I did like the volcanic bases and whatnot, and I got the banner. That's the Forge World Command Squad, the drummer, and then the two other guys as well. And then, yeah, here's the Bretonian army. This was my first game. This was the most fun game. This was against the troll army. So this guy was using like a full troll army. So you can see my Iron Demon was like screening. The Fireglaves are back there. And yeah, he had the giant River Troll Hag too. And so the Bale Taurus character just like crushed the Boar Boys on the flanks and then was able to flank around his army. Here's another shot of the Fireglaves like staring down the trolls. The Dong, I didn't get a close-up of the Dong, I'm sorry. Here's another close-up of the dwarves, the Chaos Dwarf. I haven't done their beard highlights yet. I haven't done like the trim, their beard straps. So that's why it looks a little bit funny on their beards. Here's the troll army I fought. This guy had a cool-ass army. So he had the stone trolls and the river trolls. He had a whole bunch of these guys coming at me. And then here's the Bale Taurus character up close. You can see he's pretty pissed. He's like on fire and stuff. Yeah, you know. Pretty cool, man. That's more or less the tail of the tape there. The Glorious Gunline. Yeah, they look good. Yeah, it was fun. I'm not the best painter in the world. I'm like good at like the basics. Holy shit, that match is still going. God damn. God damn, Joe Rogan. It's a preview to the destruction. Yeah. We've done pretty good with Chorfs this season. I mean, Bostos is a top-tier player. I think it was winnable if I bring a better build. The Immortals actually really like in that matchup because they beat Bloodletters really bad, and they also hold their own against like pretty much everything else. Yeah. I'd be pissed if I was on fire and stuff. I know. Would it be possible to straight up record one of your tabletop tournament games? It's hard because you don't want to do that to your opponent at a tournament unless it's like prearranged, you know, because it's like, it would slow down the game considerably. And like, yeah, I did take pictures and I did record a video earlier today, which like outlines how each game went. I just kind of like went from memory and tried to explain like all the details and everything. Yeah. Can you mouse over the Immortals so I can see their stats? Yeah, sure. Immortals are pretty sick against Khorne. I against anybody else, probably not, but they're beasts. And they have fire res too, which is relevant against like elite Khorne demons, right? So that's cool. But yeah, they hold. They paid for themselves last game. They got 1,600 value. They did a lot. The Fireglaves are what started a value trade for me, but I only had one. I was like, shit, I need more of these. Yeah. Tabletop games aren't that eventful. Yeah. No, like if I recorded it in the form of a battle report, it would have been good, but I wouldn't do that at a tournament unless like, you know, Kugath Feet Lovers. That's my favorite lobby. Whoever made the lobby is a true hero. All right, so refreshing. Man, Alexander and Johnny Cash are still going, dude. I don't know what's going on there. Hopefully it's not a lag fest. Let's check here. They're almost done. He says that his opponent showed up late and it's a little bit laggy, so that's why their game's taking longer. I guess I would have had time to cast another one, but it's fine. We got a lot more games to do today. I feel like Turin explaining Tabletop Warhammer would be the only way I can understand it. Yeah, you'd get it pretty quick. I do want to host a tournament in LA sometime, and I don't know how many. Do any of you guys actually live in the area that like actually play Old World? I was wondering, it'd be fun. How much would you say your Chorf army cost? Okay, so the Chorf army in total. Okay, so for including the printing materials for the resin. So the resin and like, I'm not including time, right? Like time for assembling and all that. You're just talking like raw cash. So the STL files for those guys, probably like $80 for the STL files, maybe for all of them. And then maybe like $20 in resin, so $100. And then, you know, and then obviously you need to have somebody with a 3D printer. Like for me, it's cheap because I have a buddy who has a resin printer, so we just like bang them out easy. But if you don't have that, it becomes a lot more expensive. But yeah, probably like less than $200 for that entire Chorf army. Like the big bull guy, he cost like the file for him was like $11, and then my buddy just printed him out, you know? Yeah. Correct. I'm in Orange County, would totally make my way to LA for a tourney. Sweet. Yeah, I want to host one in Pasadena, California, and put it up a nice prize. I think that'd be fun. Okay. Oh man, I'm playing Alexander. Alexander lost to Johnny Cash. Okay. Let's do it. Copy that. So I got my next opponent, another really strong player. I might just get eliminated here like right away, unless I play a really tight game. I don't know what he's playing either. So we're on the Jade Tome, which I think is a fairly open map. I don't remember. Jade Tome, Tomb, whatever. and 3D printed instead of buying from. Yeah, so well, I have some official ones. Like I have somebody on the channel sent me a brick of official GW Forge World minis. So that's really nice. That definitely saved a bit. But I use mostly the 3D printed ones, and I use a couple of them. 8 magma cannons against Tzeentch? I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen. All right, so let's get the army blocker up. There we are. And see how it's going to go. And checking here. Sure. So against this army, I think we just go rank and file. Aster Chad is 100% the auto take in this matchup. He's very, very good. And as far as artillery goes, I think we need to bring a little bit of arty here. Not too much, but some. Not too much, but a little bit. What color scheme have you gone with for tabletop? I just like classic red, like pretty much very similar to what they look like in Total War is how I like to roll with them. Okay, let's get 3 of those. And let's get this, and we can get you and you. I'm trying to remember what this map looks like. I actually don't remember off the top of my head. And, interesting choices. I think a couple of these guys will be nice. Got to watch out for the Tzeentch and Witchcraft, though. They can definitely do some nastiness. Let's cut this, get that. And in reserve, now let's get our units all ready to go. Okay. Obviously want to max out on the doggos. They're going to be very, very important here. And what else do I like to bring in this matchup? Man, I'm feeling rusty. It's like you don't play a faction for like 2 weeks and you're like suddenly like, how do I play this game? Okay, so that deals with that. We obviously have the annoying hero characters, but we're not too worried about that. I feel like we can handle them. Let's get 1 unit of these guys. Fireborn are not bad in this matchup either. They're pretty respectable. The elite infantry you don't want to bring though. Fireglaves are the exception because your elite infantry, unfortunately, are going to have a relatively bad time against all the magic. It's an ugly one. It's an ugly business we're in here. So usually just cheapo is the way to go in my experience. Yeah, let's get this. A couple of these guys. Sure, why not? You can go Zoltar here. Zoltar isn't bad. His net definitely gives you decent utility, Zoltan. And I think that's fine. We'll get another one of these. Yeah, I love it. And for the last of our money, what are we going to do? That is pretty good. I think we maybe get this, actually. Yeah, that thing's pretty nasty. What does it actually give it? Ooh, yeah. That's what I'm talking about, baby. Hashed Stark Ravagers? No, not against Tzeentch. Tzeentch has a lot of anti-large. You got to be careful. It's pretty troll. That looks fine. And then for our last unit, we have pretty good tools there, I think. Blunderbusses are reasonably fun. They can do some work. Okay, so that thing is probably going to be enough. I forget what this map looks like. I'm like trying to remember the layout of the map. It's been a while. Should have checked him before the tourney started. Okay, and then we have you and you for a little bit of capture weight there, which is always nice. Fireborn in this matchup, what are they good against? They're not very good, I don't think. Yeah, I don't think you need the Fireborn here. All right, let's do that. Good luck, have fun to Alexander. Let's see if we get eliminated early on, which is totally fine. I'm more than happy to go cast other people's games. All right. El Gordo did a good job. Yeah, El Gordo is, he's good in matchups where in artillery duels because he's small and slippery. It's just like in Tabletop. It's funny, in Tabletop, I use the Hobgoblin Khan. Like, in the exact same way. I use him to, like, hunt artillery and just be annoying. Yeah. Thanks, Jonathan. What's a good faction for new players? The Chaos factions are very easy. Tzeentch, Nurgle, Khorne, Norska. Norska is probably not. I would recommend the previous 3. But, like, all the Monogod factions are really unga-bunga. Like, it's the amount of effort it requires to win with them is much less than it does with, like, more gunline defensive factions. Especially in Domination. In Land Battle, it's different. If we're just talking, it's all different there. No El Gordo this time, no. No, not today. Okay. And let's see what we got. So what does this map look like? Okay, that's strange. Yeah, there's like some hills. We do have a magma cannon, which is cool. We're going to get our skirmishers, and they can actually like start on the objective on this map. So he can do the same thing, obviously, right? We got Astro Chad. We're going to go ahead and take... this is scary because he can do some like weird forest ambushes here, which is definitely a little stressful. Let's get you. So we're going to do a little bit of like dual pushing here and try and take the field. Okay, so 3. Let's pop, lock, and drop it, and then we can set up the other formation here. And that's going to be 4. I bring the great weapons because of Zangors and warriors, although arguably shields might be better now that I'm kind of thinking about it. Yeah, and we're going to have like fire glaives rolling up to provide fire support too. Cool. So 5. And yeah, the fire glaives we can move manually probably. We could do 6 and 7 for them. There we go. No, Destroyer is horrible here. Yeah, they're horrible. All right, how are we looking? I think we're ready. Good luck, have fun to my opponent. Let's see what he's got. Probably going to try and ambush me. That'd be pretty funny. Let's actually turn our magma cannon that way in case he tries to. We could just like shoot him right away. All right, so we're going to waddle up, and we're going to waddle up here, and these fire glaives are going to take this. So let's get you heading over here and you heading over here. So we take that objective. It's going to be, what is that, a Tzeentch blob Death Star thing? Are those marauders? Okay, looks like it's going to be marauders. So magma cannon's going to sit here. We got the fire glaives heading up to cover. Astro Chad needs to go and get ready to do his flamestorm. We're going to go take this objective and get on the board right away. And he's been using blue scribes against me. Like, and this guy's, he's a sweaty player. There's got to be some weird shit I'm not aware of. What does he have a lot of? Infantry, weird spawn. Yeah, okay, that's fine. And we got to see what he's got. Yeah, so it's a Chaos Lord of Tzeentch on foot, which is going to be reasonably hard to deal with. But I think with our shooting, we can really pepper this army up. I'm hoping. So let's get you moving up here, you here. The magma cannon is going to start unleashing its salvos in a second. And we're going to start shooting the weird spawn. I think he's got Severed Claw in there too. Wow, okay. So we're going to save for the big demon train. That's going to be pretty good. And Astro Chad's going to come and drop a flamestorm here. In the meantime, you guys are going to park right here. Let's get the fire glaives coming up to shoot as well. You fire glaives can move up here. And we're getting some work done. Yeah, this is good. Magma cannons are now teeing off. Does he have any better quality infantry? He does have some Chaos Warrior Halberd. So that's obviously what we're going to shoot with the magma cannons. And yeah, I'm happy with this damage so far. I'm very happy with it. So we could do a flamestorm here to try and mitigate his advance, because he's moving in a big brick, so we should be able to punish it. And you see how it's at least going to delay his advance? Yeah, that's good. And the magma cannon's getting some work done, and now the fire glaives will do their thing. So we're going to move you here, you guys here. Astro Chad's going to just go start bashing these guys down. And now we're going to call in the pain train. Yeah, so we're going to do full speed ahead. Do this, and let's get the fire glaives to pull back a little bit. Just be careful. And cool. So you guys can start shooting at the unit here. You guys get ready to party. I wonder if he's going to come fight me off this position. I'm not sure how it's going to go. But let's get the magma cannon to go here. Oh, shit. He has a freaking war shrine in there? Oh, that's interesting. All right, so let's retreat back. Let's get you coming across to shoot at the war shrine. And, yeah, we're going to put pepper into that. We have plenty of time to work with here. So we're not in, like, a huge rush. That is for damn sure. Let's get these fire glaives coming up. It looks like there's some Centaurs of Tzeentch coming on the outside. So if he tries, the fire glaives are going to be ready for him, is the idea. So these are the Severed Claw. These fire glaives are just going to start shooting here. And let's get this demon train to go just punish this. To go, like, kind of try and secure his back objective. Astro Chad is just poking a little bit. And where are the Centaurs going? Yeah, we don't see what they're up to, but we're going to start putting the hurt down on these guys. All right, so the halberds are here. We do see Furies, so let's get some of these coming out. I think I had him in a bit of a poor position. And looks like he's going to try and maybe Alpha Strike here, probably. So we are going to get some mobility. Let's shoot you guys and get these Hobo Goblins to come in, and you guys shoot there too. Astro Chad is just causing havoc, and we are getting a lot of firepower into these guys, so we're just going to kind of keep wasting them. And you guys charge in there to deal with this, and the other fire glaive is going to try and waddle over and shoot them. And looking good. All right, so happy with the engagement so far. It's been good. Astro Chad is getting a little bit smashed up, so we're going to go ahead and put a Vortex right there on these guys and see if we can, you know, get some value. We're going to send in a Hobgoblin unit, and the Demon Train is roasting these guys, so we're going to move up to that point now and see what we can do. All right, so value so far so good. We do have another Hobo Goblin, so we're going to use them to try and screen these guys out. And the other Fire Glaives, can they reach these Centaurs of Tzeentch on the outside? We're going to find out here in a second. All right, so sending in the screens, and the back objective has been completely routed, so we're just going to try and take this now. These Fire Glaives need to retreat, and I think we folded up his backfield pressure here, which is excellent. Fire Glaives can actually fight spawn and melee if they need to. Not unhappy about that. And you guys shoot here. Let's get the Goblins to go in there too to provide a little bit of support. And Astro Chad's going to do the same thing. All right, so you guys come over here. And in the meantime, we just kind of keep chasing you. Astro Chad's in good shape. I think the backfield fighting is going very well for us. You can see these Fireglaves are getting excellent crossfire, and he's got to be losing pretty badly on value, I would say. Right? Yeah, we're up like really, really hard on value. So those are Centaurs of Tzeentch, which we can just mitigate by running away. And in the backfield, let's call in a... We're going to save up for a Bull Centaur render, probably. Just got to watch out for like Final Transmutation or something. I don't think he has that, though, so I think we're okay. All right, so let's shoot the shrine, wear it down, and there's going to be some witchcraft there. I don't know what the hell... Oh, it's the Power Fist of the Ogre Kingdoms. That's really funny. Okay. So we managed to steal the back objective, right? We're just going to fight here. I'm pretty sure I can win that fight. And we'll call out some Bull Centaur renders, maybe, just to provide some utility. Let's keep shooting at this. And in the backfield, what are we getting? Yeah, we have these spawn almost dead to rights. Astro Chad is putting in some work there. And I think on the back objective here, we're doing okay. So Bull Centaur renders, let's get them out here. We have you guys, little speedy boys. Let's call them up. Rotate this way. And it looks like we're folding our opponent up on this objective pretty damn bad. So let's move that way, and Astrogoth can drop a Flamestorm on the advancing Zangors here. Let's get these guys shooting them, these guys shooting them, and these little gremlins can do their thing. Reform the Ironglaves to shoot there, and looking good. All right. So we do manage to get back here, and I think this game's over unless I blunder really hard, because we're just so far ahead on value here. You know, it's just it's looking really, really tough for him. And we got the double cap. We got like points going good for us, right? Like Severed Claw is cute, but we have like warriors here. And we can get some of these guys to go out there too. Shoot these. Get another skirmisher to run up there. And the Bull Centaur renders should be on their way over there too. All right, so how are we looking here? The Fireglaves are just... I love when my favorite unit just performs, you know? So those are Chaos Warrior Halberds, so we can definitely just mow them down and shoot you with the Magma Cannon. Great, so those have been routed. Let's get these goblins in there. And yeah, the flamethrower tank here is really good at just breaking positions. It's freaking brutal. So we do break that position, and now with the anti-large boys there, I don't think there's going to be much of a chance for him to perform. And we do get flanked there, so that's a nice one. What the hell was that? Okay, that was some sort of witchcraft here. So we're going to need some boys to come in and support. Magma Cannon is still just wasting the infantry, I believe. Yeah, it's just working on these halberds. And you guys come in, deal with this. Fireglaves are doing the work of the gods. Let's advance up. And Bull Centaur renders are here. We got Severed Claw. So we want to get our big boys away and just have the Pain Train run over the Severed Claw. Looking around the battlefield, how are we doing? I think we're in good shape. We have a lot of just cheap skirmish boys. So let's get them around the back. You guys have chased this down. The Chaos Lord is now doing a little bit of havoc. Oh my god, a zombie summon. That's right. He's rocking the blue boys. The blue man group. Call-ins for my opponent, what are they going to be? So unsummon, unsummon. Doing a little bit of housekeeping. Severed Claw is dying. To the warriors, which is great. And let's just get the Bull Centaurs in there to help finish them quicker. It's very rare that you actually do kill the Severed Claw, but we're going to just position down the side and try and flamethrower them. So Astro Chad's in good shape, it looks like. The War Shrine is in trouble. We have both Fireglaves who will be fully armed and operational here in a minute. It's got to be more Centaurs of Tzeentch coming around the outside, so let's shoot here. And what can we possibly call in? We could just get another Magma Cannon deep set. I don't really have too much more. It might have been a mistake to do that, but I think we're okay here. All right, so we're going to get the train. We're going to do this. Shoot you. Astro Chad is going to keep bashing this War Shrine, and that objective is pretty close to flipping for us. As a matter of fact, let's just move on there and see if we can grab it. Go in guard mode here. You keep chasing. Fireglaves are getting overwhelmed in the back, but that's all right. That's their duty. And it looks like we did break Severed Claw, which is outstanding. So Severed Claw is broken. You almost never hear that. And we grab the objective. We're going to bash down this shrine. Fireglaves are partially offline, but it's whatever. Unsummon here, and let's get Magma Cannons to just continue shooting. So we get both of them. There's honestly not too many targets left. We can just try and finish off this shrine, I guess. Fireglaves or Giga Chad holding there, and that's pretty much a tabling. I don't think he's got anything left. The Demon's Tongue train is so good. I really like it. It depends on the matchup. Tzeentch is pretty good against. And Astrogoth is, yeah, whooping that thing. He's kicking some butt. That shrine should be dead. How much HP does it have? 1,000? I really should go for the finish. And it looks like Astro is being targeted. My opponent gets a nice snipe back here. Nothing I can do about it, so we're just going to hang tight, and we're going to get the other Magma Cannon to shoot you. And you can come back and maybe try and help defend the backfield a little bit. You guys stay on this objective, 100%. And cool, so hold. Shrine is running. I don't think we need to worry about it. And we do get the warriors in front to fight the fight, so they will be able to defeat those Centaurs most likely. Oh, Demon's Train. Oh, yeah, look at that. Heavy metal. All right, let's get these warriors up here to fight. Astro Chad is battling the blue scribes. We'll just call some random chaff units in. We'll put them on the back objective, unsummon. And you guys form ranks to make sure we don't get compromised. And cool. So Astro Chad is doing work, able to hang in there. And do we still have these guys back here? We do. So we're going to pull you around. Magma Cannon literally shooting him point blank, which is hilarious. And we see the blue scribes cackling up there. Okay. Great, so let's get a Flamestorm right there. Back objective is secured. We're up by about 12,000 value. All right, gotta love to see it. And Fireglaves, yeah, just shoot there. And yeah, he did maneuver well, but we were ready for it. You know, we were all good for it here. Astro Chad just melts those guys. And dude, the Demon's Tongue just murders infantry. It's 2,200 value on this thing so far. Oh, it's so good, I love it. All right, let's pull back. Let's get Astro Chad to go beat down this pitiful Chaos Lord. And the other Magma Cannon has returned. Palpa Cannon has returned. And we can just start trying to shoot the blue scribes out of the sky, which is going to be hilarious. Let's get another train. Yep, GG. Well played. All right. Yeah, the first Magma Cannon did good. He moved in a brick. GG, man. All right. I'm just happy we didn't get 2-0'd there. So, or 0-2'd. And Alexander's really good. He's in the season finals for Total Tavern coming up this weekend. So on the 23rd, this coming Saturday, we're having our season 7 grand final. So it's a major event, like major event. So that's going to be super hyped. I'm very hyped. I'm very, very pumped for that. I don't know if we have our next round opponent yet. It could be a while. If it is, we'll go cast somebody else's game. Chaos Dwarves versus Alexander was playing Tzeentch. I am pretty practiced in the Tzeentch matchup. I played that one quite a bit. All right. Rock and Stone, sort of. More like Ash and Fire, but we'll take it. So 25 is going to be which one? Of 6. Wow, this is not an easy set of opponents. I think we might be playing a Skaven player next. We play them quite a bit. What's the army list you brought to the game on the tabletop? I have it in the upcoming video, but I'll show you real quick anyways. So I played in 3 tournaments with Chaos Dwarves in Old World tabletop. I got first place in 2 of them, and in 1 of them I got second. I don't know which one is my strongest list, but this is the one I used for the tournament. So I used a Sorcerer Prophet on a Bale Torch with a bunch of items. Demonsmith Sorcerer level 1 to buff my artillery. Black Orc War Boss. Now, I'm kind of a hipster with this. I don't use a Wyvern like everybody else. I ride him on a pig because it gives him 360 charging and allows me to get -2 to be hit. With some item combinations. Hobgoblin Khan, so it's like it's like Gordo Backstabber basically, riding a wolf. 21 Infernal Guard, a couple Black Orcs because you have to bring them if you want to bring the War Boss, and then double Deathstreaker and an Iron Demon is the list that I brought to the tournament last weekend. So that was the plan. That was it. Hopefully that's helpful. If you message me in Discord, I can always send you lists too. Yeah. Yeah, the blue scribes were interesting. I mean, he always brings them. And I don't know if he's just memeing or what, but his list was very much like a Helm's Deep list, which I had a gun line with artillery. So yeah, let's look. So 1,100, 1,700, 1,000 there. Astro got about 13. The Demon's Tongue was really nasty. 2,200 here. Yeah, it was a good performance by all. All right. So what's next? We got to wait for... Yeah, we are not going to have enough time to cast another game, so we're just going to wait for our opponent here. And they should be ready, and... Yep, they're here. Cool. So let's get them. I think this player usually plays Skaven. And Skaven are actually a pretty good counter against Chaos Dwarves, actually. If you really know the build, it's very hard for Dwarves to win this. So we'll see. Hopefully they don't know the Forbidden build. All right, so the map also is a big variable, so let's see what the map is going to be. Maps for the map god, maps for the map throne. We're going to do the Glade of the Everqueen. Cool. Glade of the Everqueen. Oh, yeah, Skaven. Okay. So I'm going to have to scheme this out. It ain't going to be easy, but we will do our best. All right, let's get our Chorf Army blocker. There we are. And let's party. Let's have some fun. And the rats are going to keep rolling, ratting. Okay. So that looks good. As far as the Lord choice goes, I think you are just the way. He is the ultimate menace. Okay, these abilities. We're going to get a couple of you guys, obviously. A couple of these mixed in. And the rats are being rats. That is for sure. Got to put some respect on the stinky rats. Okay. Bring in some things. Things are being brought. Skaven probably have an easy time against this thing. I think they do. Magma Cannon spam used to be very good against Skaven. Used to be, I would say the meta was like literally 4 Magma Cannons, but Skaven players can counter it pretty easy if they know what they're doing, so I think that's a little too risky. How well did Turin do in his match? We won one, lost one so far, but we're in the bottom bracket right now. How do you find using the Chorf infantry with nades against Skaven? They're okay, but Skaven are really good at killing infantry. So if Skaven come out with like mortars and you have good quality troopers, you're just going to lose the game. So you need to be very, very cautious. Burning Head is good here. Yeah, you can go for like a Burning Head character. I mean, there's a number of options. I do like to bring some Chorf infantry, but just like the cheaper ones. Yeah, just the cheaper boys. Okay. Jeepers Creepers. Could I Fireborn? Oh, it's all right. They die pretty quick to like slingers, and this matchup is pretty good for Skaven, yes. I feel confident in it, though. I've played it a couple times. Like, I'm a Chorf main, so I'm like, I feel confident in the matchups that are even a little harder. Yeah, we'll make it work. We will make it work. Okay, so I think we bring out one of you, just in case. And for our next disappearing act, what are we going to do? Yes. And I think they're actually quite good here against the little stinky people. Against the little stinky rat people. 12 Magma Cannons? Yeah, dude, we should bring a Kadai Destroyer. That's how we really win this. The dreaded Dreadquake being towed by a demon would be also very funny. Yeah, bringing a single blasting charge Chorf isn't bad. Like, just one, maybe. You know, I think is probably fine. Now, is that the way, or do we do something a little different? Definitely want a couple of those, maybe. No. By the way, we can't see your army, but you can see what you're clicking on. Yeah, I mean, if my opponent is paying that much attention, they deserve to win, you know, but we'll upend it here a little bit. There you go. I don't want to, like, block the whole screen. There we go. All right, so there's the army blocker. Now Hashut is properly protecting his chosen. Yeah, so that looks good to me. That looks very, very nice. I think we do go for the big Chungus here. Skaven can often be like ahead of you on value, but then you're just like, everything of theirs is just like dying and falling apart, you know? That feels good. That definitely feels good. So that's there. And do we want any sort of a beastie? I don't think so. We got just enough left for this. I think we're ready. I think we're about ready. I mean, what else could Skaven bring? That is an expensive unit. All right. Let's get that just to be safe, so we have some answers just in case. That guy is so pricey. I think this is going to be a better choice. Cool, team. I think we're ready. Good luck. Have fun to my opponent. GLHF. It's our little rat friend over here. What can Blazing Beards do that Ironsworn can't? They can. They have a super powerful ability to cost like 400 gold less. So if you need blasting charges cheaper, then that's your option, right? And also you're not giving up as much value if they die. So that's like kind of the counterpoint to that. Oh my god, Wookiee as a Bull Centaur would be so good. Oh man. Darlin, did you hear that? Yes, I heard it. That Wookiee as a Bull Centaur screen blocker. At some point. That's a really good idea. Oh my god, he looked like a little Bull Centaur, honestly. He had like that. He had like a bit of a beard, and it was like, yeah, it was very, very, that's a great idea, actually. I like that a lot. What's going on here? I was watching a game back and running this. Cool, and check in here. All right. So this build it can work against the rat people. We're going to see. We're going to find out. Midnight Dreadquake? No Dreadquake yet. We're trying to actually, you know, progress in the tournament. We've won one and lost one. So if we lose another one, we're out of the tournament, which is, you know, all good. Always good to throw your hat in the ring. I definitely feel a lot more confident with like Warriors of Chaos, you know, Norska, Khorne, not Norska, but Nurgle. But Chorfs, I've gotten to the finals with Chorfs once this season, and I've gotten to the semis like 3 times. So like we've had so many close calls where we almost win a tourney with Chorfs. So I kind of want to keep going until we get there. But of course, I will mix in other factions on our journey as well. So to beat the rats, you have to go super wide. If you go narrow, you just get wrecked. Rats are an excellent faction at like picking you apart. So you don't want any of that smoke. And you want to mix in a couple of Chaos Dwarfs in the front. This is like where you actually get to use their faction mechanics a little bit. Because the Chaos Dwarf units will buff the Hobgoblin units. They give them a leadership buff of +8. So you want to keep a couple in the mix. All right, so just super, super wide Chorf army. Oh, you were hoping for a Goblin invasion? You're getting the we have goblins at home build. All right, so we're going to do this. We'll just leave this labor to sit on the back objective and get you guys in 3. All right. To beat rats, you must become the rat. Yeah, that's actually a very apt description, I would say. All right, good luck. Have fun to my opponent. I have more. We have about the same amount of units. So I think they're probably set up by now. Who knows? They'll be able to get ready in the next minute. Here's my reinforcements, by the way. I like to bring 1 Death Streak in case they get like weird and bring like a Grey Seer on a Bell or something. You know, a Death Streak will ruin their day. So, is there any reason to not pick Astro Chad? Yeah, there's superior choices in a lot of matchups. But in this matchup, he's low to the ground. He's hard to snipe, and he has really good magic. He can kill Deathmaster in a duel. If you go with a Sorcerer Prophet on foot, you don't want anything big against Skaven. It just so happens the matchups we played today, Astro Chad is the best choice. But Zoltan, I think, is really good. Zaytan is really good against elves. I think that the Bale Taurus is obviously pretty damn good in most situations. Let's go up there, and obviously we know there's some sneaky rats. So let's see what they got. Any Storm Vermin? No hipster Storm Vermin. I love it. And we do have a Grey Seer on a Bell who's hiding back there. So, all right, we're keeping tabs on that. Globadiers are hard to deal with. Yeah, I mean, the Skaven are, I would say, favored against Chorfs. But not by as much as it used to be. In the early days, it was impossible for Chorfs to win. But I think there's been, like, they've had cost reductions on a lot of the cheap units that made this playstyle better. So, yeah. Like, the cool thing is, like, if any of my units get, you know, dinged here, I don't really care, you know? It's like, whatever. Like, because they're just all so crappy. I mean, I still care, obviously. You don't want to just be getting massacred, but... what do we got? Night Runners there. Yeah, so we got some Night Runners. We're just going to put some poke and pressure down on them. Should have brought... Yeah, there is one argument to be made for, like, a Demonsmith character. And Zaytan on foot is actually good here because he does cause -8 leadership, potentially. So there's an argument to be had for that. Seeing a lot of slingers. A lot of the dudes are doing it. And let's move up like so. And just kind of keep poking here. Are these shielded? They're Skaven slaves. Okay. So on the outside here, what do we want to call in? Let's call in this. Move it up there. All right. So yeah, we get a lot of damage actually. These hobos are doing great. We're going to bring Astro Chad up to make sure they don't get the objective easily. And now the Vermintide is going to meet the yeah, there's the flares. That's the scary choice. Astro Chad needs to deal with those flares, or at least try to. All right, Astro, get in there. Go beat down some clan rats. Have some fun. Live your best life. All right, so now we need to probably form up ranks here. So we're going to go ahead and put you here, leave you there. And how are we looking here? Yeah, we need to get back, and we can call in the pain train. So let's call in the pain train to start running over these stinky little people. And cool, so let's get you in there, you in there. You're going to form up here, and Archer's at the ready, General. Let's move you guys up, here. And great. So the fight is on, and we're going to get the pain train arriving here in a second. So we're going to pull you guys back, and hopefully we are going to be able to hold this objective. We're going to find out. All right, let's get you and you. You guys go there, and do we have any archers ready to shoot? Yeah, we got a couple targets there we can shoot. So let's shoot these guys, and we're going to call out a Deathstreak rocket launcher soon, maybe. We're going to have to see. I would imagine the Grey Seer is going to hide in the bushes, just the true Skaven way. And let's get you guys forming up. Let's just pull you back. We do get a bit of a terror out there. So that is very, very good. So Astro Chad needs to probably come here, although let's get some Bull Centaur renders to fight those freaking flares, which I think is going to be uber important. We're going to come across here, and I'm going to take a little bit of magic damage there. You can see there is some attacks going down, but I'm hoping we'll hold. So Astro is going to go after the Doom Flayers, and archers, you guys need to be shooting at ogres. Looks like we're holding adequately well here, I think. I don't think there's any drama on the outside, so that's great. Doom Flayers are taking some damage. Let's pull you back. Ogres are now getting shot, and you guys can just put a little bit of hurting fire down here, form ranks, and we need to look for a good Flamestorm target. So I'm just waiting to see for them to bunch up. Okay, so now we see some Storm Vermin, so that's nice. And we can pull you back a little bit. Let's form ranks. Do this, and outstanding. All right, so you guys can shoot there. We got the Storm Vermin brick on their way in. The backfield's looking a little bit messy, but I think we're going to hold. I think we're going to hold there. There's so much shit on the battlefield, and our banners are so similar, so I'm sorry about that, guys. I kind of owned you guys here. All right, so this is going to retreat. Let's get you shooting the ogres, and in the meantime, you pull back here, and we need to look for a Flamestorm. So Astro Chad's going to try and bog them down. We do manage to get Bull Centaur renders, like tying down these expensive ogres here. So that's really good for us. Let's have you go clean up here. And Astro Chad is trying his best to tie up the Storm Vermin. As a matter of fact, we can probably get them right now. So that's going to cook them pretty good, I think. All right, so let's roll here. Secure the backfield. Bull Centaur renders are going to keep fighting here. In the meantime, let's get these hobos to just kind of clear out these clan rats here. And the objective, I think, is going all right for us. Yeah, we got the warriors and the Storm Vermin. Did we just like straight up whiff that? Did it just like not hit at all? I have no idea. But Terror Routes should be able to keep these guys in check over here. And do we want to call in some speedy boys? I think some speedy boys, probably saving for another like hard hitter, like game changer would be even better. All right, so back we go. And in the backfield, we got our archers back online, so let's get them shooting here. Bull Centaur renders, we're able to do their job. We need to look for the Doom Flayers, so it looks like they're trying to sneak through here. So let's see if we can intercept those Doom Flayers. Value trading is good. As long as we're trading evenly, I think that's fine for us. Because we are, you know, higher leadership than them. So if we can just kind of hold the line, that's going to be great. Astro Chad is fighting there. The back objective is looking reasonably stable. The Bull Centaur renders, did they manage to catch anything? They're a little bit trapped up, so we want to get them away. What do we have here? Those are Storm Vermin halberds. Okay, so let's get all these. Start focus firing the Storm Vermin halberds, and you guys can focus fire the ogres. Defend here, and let's get the Iron Demon back in the mix. We need to get that thing back in there, 100%. So coming up, we're going to bring out the Flamethrower train to try and break the Skaven on this back objective here. So now we're going to bring it. We're going to get this in Control Group 5, full steam ahead. And are they going to actually come for us here? I don't know. Well, anyways, let's get these ogres, Astro Chad getting whooped on in this blob is not good. I kind of like am used to him being such a raid boss that I assumed he couldn't take damage there, but you know, he definitely can. So that's very scary. Let's get this Flayer back in there to go help out. You guys fight here. A lot of my opponent's value is from Astro Chad, so maybe we'll be okay. I'm not sure. All right, so this machine needs to come out, and it needs to just come and start melting some of these filthy rats. This fight over here, I don't think is going to go super well for them. I could be wrong. Yeah, I could be wrong. Let's move across, intercept some of these, and we can go ahead and have Astro Chad fight this thing for sure. So, yeah, we do have some rats there, so let's go ahead and hit them with the big, scary fire. And the renders need to just hunt down these. You guys hold here. The Iron Demon is doing work. Yeah, points, I'm still ahead, I think. Yeah, I'm still ahead there, which is awesome. Let's get these archers, 1, 2, 3, have them start focusing the ogres down, which is going to be pretty big, obviously. So let's get those ogres. We now have the Flamethrower train, which is going to, you know, put some strain on my opponent, 100%. Let's get you out there. And how are we looking on this side? Yeah, the Flayers are on the run. We got them on full pursuit here. I don't know how these melee archers got over there, but we're not going to ask questions. Getting a lot of damage here. We just need to get an objective back soonish. There's not like some huge rush, but the sooner the better, obviously. So let's get you on this point. And keep hunting down this Flayer here. We have the Flamethrower Train of the Gods, which is going to just be chain terror routing these guys for days. Get some sneaky gets come up. A little bit of stopping power here. And in the meantime, you can run through the middle, try and break them down. Let's get Astro Chad to... We don't want to mess with those Storm Vermin, that's for sure. And the Bull Centaur renders, how are they doing? Yeah, they're chasing pretty deep. Does he have any anti-large here? I don't think so. So that's actually quite good for us. So we'll keep fighting there. And let's pull you guys over here and go steal his back objective. And great. So we are getting routes there. The Pain Train, I just need to make sure I don't lose Astro Chad or the Pain Train. Those are the two big elements that if I lose, I could just straight up lose the game, right? So we don't want any of that. All right, let's do a little bit of this. Go park on this objective here. Call it another sneaky get to get up on the point, provide us with some killing power. And the ogres are getting focused. Let's get all these archers. And what do we even shoot here? Probably the Storm Vermin, right? Those are Clan Rat Spears. Are there any Storm Vermin left here? I don't think so. So let's just get the ogres. All right, so we get the Flamethrower action going. Astro Chad is safe. He's just going to be a Flamestorm caster. And back here, it's a little bit of a shit show, to be honest. There's a lot of stuff going down. Maybe I get this objective, maybe I don't. So let's fan out, and you guys come back this way. The Pain Train needs to maybe rotate this way, if at all possible. And I don't know if we're going to get this objective now. We need to try. There's some sort of a spell going down there, but I don't know what it is. All right, so rolling, you are. And we have the sneaky gets moving up to the point. Astro Chad is battling ogres, which is slightly frightening. Drop Flamestorm there, try and get some leadership breaks, although it looks like it might have gotten canceled. This objective we're pretty close to capturing, but I think my opponent's going to stabilize it. So we need to just get away now. At least we kind of distracted them, you know, to an extent, right? So let's get you guys, do some unsummoning. And the archers are still shooting here. Let's get them to finish off these ogres. And now we're starting to buckle them on this flank, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to control group the trains together and just start alpha striking positions so we can group them up. And we can just start trying to break them off points. Okay, so that could stabilize. We have another sneaky get coming here. Are they going to go for my back point? It looks like they are. Okay, so I didn't even see that. So that's very sneaky of them. And let's get this Death Shrieker. Let's do this. And we're going to go in spray fire mode and start nailing down the Storm Vermin. You guys come down here. We need to stabilize this point. So we're going to go get these archers. We're going to start shooting here. The Double Iron Demon has done their job on this objective. So just kind of keep routing off the rats. Let's get another sneaky cav unit to come in. And you guys park on the objective here. You guys come up. And Astrochat unfortunately doesn't have too much to kill the Storm Vermin with at the moment. But if we could just park there and maintain the capture treachery there for a second, then that's going to be sweet. All right, so the trains hopefully can get rid of these ogres. And as far as call-ins go, we've called in most of our heavy hitters, right? We do have a Flamestorm, so let's get a little bit further back here. And the Bull Centaur Renders actually ended up getting routed. That's pretty wild. Okay, so we're going to pull you guys around the back. Astrochat's going to work on these. Is that a Flensing Rune? If it is, we need to get away. Because if we lose Astrochad, we could definitely lose this game. Is this point ours yet? It's not. So we need to get that. We have a lot of time to work with, though. There's not like a huge sense of urgency here. So, all right, let's move up, and get you guys heading to the point. Astrogoth is going to run away. Let's get you on the ogres, and you guys pull back a little bit. And then we just look for Flamestorm targets, basically. Oh, Eshin Triads. Okay. So we can actually charge the Eshin Triads, which might seem counterintuitive, but we're going to just try and blob them up for a Flamestorm here, basically. All right, so these are Eshin Triads, so let's get them with the big boys there. The Deathshriek Rocket Launcher. We could switch on to the Grey Seer, or maybe these guys at this point. I'm not sure. Yeah, we're going to need something to run these guys down for sure. So what are these, Storm Vermin? Yeah, that's actually quite hard. They're very close to my backfield here. All right, so we're going to call it Hobgoblins. We're going to move up. Astrogoth's really, really damaged. The backfield is very dangerous. Where we have the Iron Demons, things are going well, but otherwise it's very difficult. So we're going to retreat. We're going to do this. Astrogoth's going to flee. Value is good for the rats. It's definitely not bad for them. Points are just so close. It's a shame we didn't backcap their back point there. That was really close. We almost had it. So let's come back and like try and stabilize here. Let's run Astrochad here. We're going to get a lot of pressure on this objective in a second. So let's move up. Let's go get this. Get you on this point. And I think we are going to be able to handle the Storm Vermin here, maybe. I'm not sure. Let's get you back and have you guys engage there. Great. All right. So maybe some big terror routes back here can do us some good, right? Maybe. Because these guys are quite scary. And we have some Skirmish Cav Collins here, which can maybe do it. The Magma Cannon style actually might have been better against this build that we're facing here. It might have. Okay, so we get the terror routes going. Do we start Deathshreeking the Lord is the question. I mean, maybe we just play the long game and try and Deathshreek that Lord down. So you do this, you guys do this, and we are going to get this guy. What do we have to chase down here? Yeah, let's keep fighting here. I mean, the Slingers are causing some problems. We need to shut down the Slingers. And then Astrochat can get in there. Because Skaven leadership will falter eventually, you know. Looks like this Storm Vermin position is going to be broken, but man, we are very, very light on the field. Those Storm Vermin are going to break soon. We do get the terror routes, and now we're rocket launching the Skaven Lord. Okay, so that's progress. We see mass routes coming down here. And let's get another one of these skirmishers. Come here, move out. And is there any hope of getting this objective here? I don't know. I do not know. All right, so that position is broken. Let's move up. We have you guys coming back. It's a really, really close game. I mean, we're fighting for our freaking lives here. And we do get another rocket on the Lord. Probably should have started doing that earlier, to be honest. But it's all good in the neighborhood. And we do start getting the capture weight on the objective, which is outstanding. Astrochad's going to drop a Flamestorm if need be. I'm not sure how we would do that. But if the Skaven Lord dies, it probably breaks open most of their plans. I would suspect. It would. All right, so let's get you to come here. We have you guys hanging out on the objective, so let's get you guys hunting down these rats. Get these moving this way. Astrogoth doing this. Yeah, we need to get some mass terror routes. So we're going to do the acceleration shenanigans. It's coming there. And if we could just get one big terror route here, I think our odds of winning become a lot better. All right, so sneaky rats. Do we have any coming over there? We do. So hopefully they can head off these Death Runners. Let's get you guys in there. And this objective is going to be ours. But we are running out of time, right? Like, time is not on our side. And Flamestorms, any Flamestorm opportunities? We can get these Skaven Slave Slingers. Astrochad, we need him to be a Dowizar raid boss here. But sadly, he unfortunately breaks. So we do charge the Death Runners. They took a little bit of damage. And the Death Shrieker is still working on that Lord. Are we going to get it here? A lot of leadership issues for the rats. The Lord is kind of beat up. We're going to go start trying to ninja their back objective, see if we can grab that with 2 skirmishers. And just hopefully the Pain Trains are going to be able to get this. So I'll call you in. The Death Runners are getting worked on a little bit by the Hobgoblins. Hopefully we win this position. I don't know if we will. Could go spray fire mode. Are these storm vermin? They're Eshin triads. Okay. Let's just see if we can... No, you know what? We got to stay the course. We've invested in this Skaven Lord, so let's force it back into the trees, right? Yeah, it's going to be the play. All right, so up you go. Let's get him in. And we do start to get some capture weight on the back objective here, but it's all for naught. 1395, I think we've lost, unfortunately. That's a hard matchup, man. I wonder how we beat this more effectively. I think, like, honestly, maybe just, like, 4 magma cannons backed up by, like, a bunch of chaff. We just, like, mow them down with gunfire, because they would have been pretty weak against that. The Skaven player didn't bring weapons teams and stuff, which was what I'm afraid of, is, like, Jezzail's, but they definitely countered my counter, I would say. And Astrotad did good. He kind of got smashed up, though. GG, well played. So we're going to cast some other games. The Flame Train is doing really good, though. You can see, like, every Skaven position that's, like, going well for us, that's the recurring factor, right? But there's a lot of rats all over the field. Yeah, no, we're done for. It's over. GG, well played. That was a great game. Solid play from my opponent, honestly. What would I change up? Yeah, 5 magmas probably. But, like, if they bring Warp Lightnings and Jezzails and you bring magmas, you just, like, lose. That's the problem, right? How do you... The Hobgoblin Infantry just got shit on. The Archers actually did okay. 600 here, not bad. Yeah. No, he... Like, this is like, good against my build. Very, very solid. And the Doom players are obviously incredibly good, too. 1,000 value on that one's nice. Astrogoth kind of got his butt kicked harder than I thought he would, but he still got 2,000 value. The Deathreaker was probably a momentum loss, I would say. Let me message my opponent. GG, very well played. Good luck in next round. All right. All right, very cool. So let's go to the drawing board. Needed the Dreadquake? No, I don't think so. I think, like, honestly, just something like this. So you cut all that and just get 1, 2, 3. Like, this is probably what I would do next time. You both went wide, but they have the capture weight. It's very true. It's very true. Bull Centaur renders, do we really need them? I don't know. The Deathreaker is probably not necessary. I think just cutting that and getting a monstrous fighter character would be better, like a Great Taurus. And then cut you guys and you guys. And then just get some Chowie warriors, probably something like this. Yeah, I honestly think this build would be better against Skaven. The trains were really good. Like, they were disruptive, but I just didn't have any meat to go with them, you know? All right, so let's go ahead and save that for the future. So that's going to be Chaos Wars for Skaven. But this would only work on, like, an open field map. It wouldn't work on a lot of other maps. Chaos Wars for Skaven. Cool. Good lesson. Dreadquake. Oh, my God, Dreadquake, no. No Dreadquakes for me. So let's go find a game to cast. So we're going to be casting the rest of the night. Well played to my opponents. We had 3 very strong opponents in a row, and it was good games across the board. Bob That Builder versus Boss Toss. That'll be a fun one. Bob Dat Builder. No, Bob That Builder. Bob Dat Builder? Builder? What's his name in Discord? You two start yet? Yeah, Burning Head is good. But Astrogoth doesn't have Burning Head, so I wanted him because there are some Skaven players who bring, what's it called? Death Runner or Deathmaster, and he annihilates, he beats up a lot of other sorcerer type characters. Yeah, you could have Magmas in reserve too. You could totally do that. They're really good against Skaven. If the Skaven don't have weapons teams like Jezzail's and Warp Lightnings, it's kind of rock paper scissors, right? Like, if I bring Magmas and they don't bring those, then they insta lose basically. But if they bring up weapons teams, I insta lose with my Magmas. Dreadquake is just, it's weird. The only way Dreadquake is really good is if you're, like, towing it around. Yeah, so I'm just looking for another game to cast. We can do the bottom side. Let's see if Harrison. Oh, they haven't started yet. Harrison, lobby code, please. So we'll follow our mighty Skaven friends and see what they're up to. The Chorfs are a faction you really got to have your builds down. They're not someone you could just kind of go in with random stuff. I need to, like, really sit down and just iron out builds. Warriors of Chaos are feeling really fun. We went undefeated with them in the last tournament, except the semifinals, of course, like in the regular rounds. I'm loving Walk right now. With Walk, it does feel tricky dealing with Cav. You're forced into, like, 2 weird Cav units. You're forced into the Rot Knights and the Skull Crushers, which are a bit interesting. Yeah, the Dreadquakes are okay against Bretonnia, for sure. Yeah, a Toad Dreadquake against Bretonnia can be a nightmare for them to deal with. Okay, so let's go follow our rat friend, and it's going to be Harrison versus... Oh, man, okay. There's no password? Okay, 1v1 Dom. Okay, let me get out of this. 1v1 Dom. Spectate, and here we go. Cool beans. Little Nurgle action. I feel like I want to play a Nurgle game. Lizards will be fun, though. I'm excited to try them in the next SFT. Well, yeah, this is a double Elim, but I'm excited to try them out. Yeah, you'd have to get rid of Astrogoth to get Burning Head. You'd have to go with the Sorcerer, which is fine. It would have been good there, because my opponent didn't have a way of killing a Sorcerer character effectively, but I did win against Alexander, yes. And then I lost the last game against Skaven. I lost it. The Skaven swarmed me. The Vermintide was everywhere. There was nothing I could do. Okay, let me message the other player. Harrison is ready. All right. So let's refresh. Harrison versus B6. Scrambled Egg special on the top side. Scrambled Egg has defeated Sunshine, Harrison, and Outer Region. So absolute killer's row of players. Really, really nice run by Scrambled Egg tonight. And let's get it. Yeah, Nurgle. Nurgle versus Skaven. This is a pretty good matchup. I think it's very fun. Skaven can do weapons teams. They can, there's a number of playstyles. Artillery is good. Play claw catapults. You think lizard monsters are more viable with cost decreases? It depends on the matchup. I think Lizard Saurus are just very grindy. Hey, Poppy, thanks for becoming a channel member. Greatly appreciate it, dude. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, Lizardmen. I gotta start scheming some lizard builds. That's gonna be with the Wild West. I have no idea what's gonna happen in those games. Yeah, Scrambled Egg is really good. He's, I think he's already won. I think he's number 1 on the leaderboard right now. Let's go check together. All right. So where are we at? Desktop capture. Yeah, Scrambled Egg is number 1 in the world right now. He's got 4 tournament wins with a 75% win rate. Tim the Wilder is pretty close though. Tim arguably probably would have a stronger elo because he's got a 87% win rate. 4 tournament wins too. Outer Regions won a couple. Blood Penguin, Harrison's won 1. You can see all these players here, kind of doing it. Hey Stone, thank you guys, man. We got the membership. The memberships are rolling in. Thank you guys. Helps keep the old channel steady. And here we go. Would you be willing to put Ragnarok Spider and Burning Chariot? Would you be willing to put a Ragnarok Spider and Burning Chariot of Tzeentch into bounce stock? Yeah, I'm sure they're already there. The Ragnarok Spider is pretty jank. Yeah, it's pretty jank. Deliverance of pizza? Dude, the pizza is going to be delivered. We might even do it tomorrow. Shit, maybe we'll have another tourney tomorrow night. Or tomorrow morning. We'll see. I don't need a screen blocker. I'll be right back. I'm going to fill up my water, and we are good to go. Poppy, always happy to see old folks like us still competing. That's right. We still got it. Magic, thank you guys. Damn. It is, I don't know what they call that on Twitch. Isn't there a term for it? Like a subathon or something? Yeah, YouTube's a little janky, but, I like the community here. I like YouTube a lot. And Harrison is ready. Probably just going to be mass marauders with Plague Bears backing him up. We'll have to see. Thank you guys so much, man. Magic, thank you. The other day I beat Scrambled Egg Special playing Kislev. Nice. Well, hey, get into our tournaments. Come play Kislev. They're not banned anymore. Treat yourself. BRB. All right, guys, we're back in business. Hopefully you didn't miss me too much. It's a go time. It is Marauders, Nurglings, and Plague Bears for days, which is very, very good. You basically just bring crappy infantry. And it looks like the Skaven are going to be using a very similar build to what they used against the Chaos Dwarves, interestingly enough. It's going to be chaff with Slingers. Slingers are great. For 200 gold, they actually put a lot of damage down on Nurgle's light armor, which is very good. And yeah, the Doomflayers just kill the infantry. Grey Seer just casts cool magic, and that's basically that. The wolf stream killed me. I don't usually watch AoE. Yeah, we're going to do another wolf stream soon, Poppy. I'm thinking sometime this week. I want to do a tournament with wolves. And I also want to do the bronze game. Get a bunch of bronze players to be fed to the wolves. I think that'd be really fun. We'll have to see, though. Yeah, the Nurgle swarm. I mean, Nurgle can go wide because they have capture weight and really good sustainability. So if Skaven try and match them infantry-wise, they for sure lose. But flares can make a difference. Mortars are pretty nasty. The weapons teams are probably the big difference makers here, I would say. Yeah. So, looking at the build of Harrison, Harrison is an infantry enjoyer. Every time I play against him, I pretty much know what he's going to bring because he just loves bringing mass infantry. He's got Plague Bearers, and he's got a bunch of Marauders and Nurglings out in Vanguard. So just going to be spreading Nurgle's taint all over the battlefield. Now, looking at these Skaven, it's going to be Skaven Slaves. A lot of Slingers to generate just steady value over the course of the game. A couple Skaven Slave Spheres, Doom Flayers to run over the Nurgle Infantry. We got a bunch of Night Runners, more Doom Flayers back here. And the Grey Seer is going to be rocking what? So Grey Seers are awesome. They're very, very good. We do have the Unholy Clamor, obviously. Blessed with Filth, interesting. So going to be giving Poison Imbuement, which is weird. I don't know if it's that good. We'll have to see. And the Withering. Withering is a little bit better, you know, for sure, if you could get a unit that's kind of tanky like a Warrior. But so far, I'm not like super happy about the spell choices from this Skaven, unless they're trying to just... Oh, maybe they're just trying to trigger the lore passive. Okay, that's what it is. So the Skaven are just going to be spamming spells to try and cheap spells, right? So they have like this, which is 6, and this, which is 4, to punish the enemy army using Plague Rash, which is actually a pretty cool combo. It will lower the vigor of the enemy army by 5% every time you cast a spell. So that's pretty rad. I get it now. I see the scheme here for the Skaven. The tricksy Skaven. All right, guys, the battle is on. Let us know where your marbles lie. Who do you think is going to be winning this? The U.S. is way underrepresented. We need a... Yeah, Aussie. I do plan on doing it. It's just... I have nobody to play with out here, man. You know? There's no one near me. I have to drive like an hour and a half to get a game. Except I have one friend, but he's very busy. It's hard to get games with him, so... Yeah, it's tricky. All right, guys. So, Nurgle going to get the objectives first. It's so funny. Nurglings in this game literally play the exact same as they do in Tabletop in 40k. In 40k, people just use them as like Vanguard infiltrators. It's hilarious, and they just go grab objectives. They can't grab objectives anymore, but they used to. They got nerfed, sadly. How does Plague Rash lower the vigor of Nurgle units? Yeah, the Horn Rat works in mysterious ways. Don't question it. For Nurgle, Rancid Visitations. We do also have Miasma and Stream of Corruption. So again, spamming cheaper spells to trigger the lore passive of the Mark of Nurgle, which is pretty sweet here. You can see it's going to be healing the army for 0.80% of their HP every time you cast a spell. So Nurglings retreating back objective, going to be captured. Skaven are in for a grind, though, for sure. And Skaven just going for a very traditional army, although we do see Poison Globadiers being brought in. They're very good against Nurgle infantry spam. If these things are left online, they do magic damage too, right? So against the Plague Bearers, they're just going to do a ton of work. So look at these glorious little rat people move up. They're running, they're moving, and... You're in Arizona, you'll drive out? That's cool. You're pretty close. I know, but I need somebody I can play with like several times a week to get the battles and the videos and things like that. That's the problem. Yeah, you always have to go. I know, I love where we live, but that's my one gripe with this area is there's not really a tabletop community out here. I mean, there's a couple people who are like really casual, like 40k players and Sigmar players, but Old World is a little more niche, you know? It's a new game. There's a big Old World community down in like Orange County, Irvine, San Diego, Los Angeles area, but where I live, in the further north, there's not much of one. Yeah. All right. Anyways, back to business, guys. Enough complaining. It is the Doom Flayers lurking in the backfield, and Nurgle is just kind of staring him down. Surprised Harrison is not pushing in. Oh, he's waiting for the Plague Bearers. All right. So that makes sense. So Plague Bearers are very slow. They have 27 movement speed. So he's waiting for the Stinky Boys to arrive to the front line, and when they get there, he'll probably do his Alpha Strike. He'll do his big Stinky push. Plague Bearers hit super hard, by the way. They have 48 weapon strength, so they cleave Skaven very effectively. Like, if they're not focused by the weapons teams and more elite units on the Skaven roster, they can do some serious work. But what you're going to want to do... Ooh, that Stream of Corruption on the Storm Vermin. Nice! What you're going to want to do with the Skaven is get all of your Slingers and just make sure they're focusing Plague Bearers. Plague Bearers only have 30 armor, and they don't have shields like the Marauders, so they'll be taking a lot more damage from those Slingers. Granted, they do have Phys-Res, so I guess maybe it kind of is a bit of a wash, but we'll have to see how that all works. So Nurgle going for a bit of a surround. We do see the Nurglites maybe just guarding the tree line here. Yeah, I think just keeping an eye on things. Nurglings versus Clan Rat. I think a Nurgling might edge that out, though Clan Rats do have a bit more HP. It depends on what variant. Nurglings will for sure beat the Spear variant, but I think the... oh, man. These Streams of Corruption are brutal. Definitely doing some good work. I mean, it's just one Storm Vermin unit, so it's not the end of the world, but hey, not bad at all. Moving up for the Plague Bearers? Not yet. Harrison being very, very conservative here, knowing that he's in the pits of the tournament, is not going to want to lose. So he's going to be playing very cautious. Remember, today's tournament, we changed the style. Double elimination is different now. So basically, in the grand finals, the individual coming in on the winner's bracket is going to get 2 lives. So they'll play, the loser's bracket would have to win twice in order to get the overall win. A little bit different than how it's been in the past. Yeah, Plague Toads are good here, but Skaven tend to bring a lot of spears. We see Clan Rat, Spear, 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 double Storm Vermin around there, Slinger. So the Toads do get melted quickly, but if you have enough of a critical mass, they can do work. So now the horns of Nurgle have been sounded, and the Toads are, they're coming for you. Look at these Plague Toads are so creepy. Look at these things, Jesus. So yeah, they're going to be cruising up with the Marauders and preparing to engage. The Nurglings are the vanguard, so the Nurglings are going to be in the front line. And the Rats, you can tell they're very excited about this. It was great. I feel bad for the Skaven in Tabletop. They're the worst faction in the game, actually. Oh, dude, that rat just did a jump kick through those guys. But the lines do clash, and the Nurglings and the Clan Rats having a bit of an even duel of fates there, and now the Marauders have arrived, and we're going to see how the Skaven are going to be absorbing the blunt impact of Nurgle here. So Marauders concaving in, Clan Rats going to be versus Marauders. Marauders obviously will decisively beat a Clan Rat unit pretty badly, especially the Spears. If it's like a sword and board Clan Rat, might be a little bit closer, but overall that is going to be a win for the Marauders. And now the Skaven firepower is in full effect. So Skaven Slave Slingers throwing into the Plague Toads, and on the other side, we want to follow the Globadiers. So where are the Globadiers? They're moving across the battlefield. They're heading for the Nurglings. Looks like the Skaven battle lines are holding pretty firm. Harrison going to be trying to maybe find his way through some of the openings. And in a moment, we should see the firepower from the Globes coming in. They're going to be stacked on top of the Night Runners. And here comes some Witchcraft, so Withering on Marauders. We see Furies up in the sky. They get hit with the Withering, and a bit of a miss micro by Falling Star so far. Definitely need to get those Globadiers going, so here they come. Come on, little rats. Throw your grenades. Throw them. There they go. All right, so they're going to be teeing off, melting into the Nurgle minions. Brutal damage, by the way. Those Plague Bearers are going to get melted really quickly. You can see their HP diminishing from the poison and the damage over time effect. And it also hits the Nurgling, so a lot of splash damage. But a little bit overextended, and the Plague Toads are going to be finding a way in. So the Plague Toads and the Plague Bearers are moving as the Unholy Clamor is activated, and the Globadiers are going to need to find a way to retreat right now, for sure. On the other side of the battlefield, we do have a bit of a mixed bag in terms of the efficiency of the fighting on both sides. The Doomflayers, as well as the Clan Rats, are able to fend off the Nurglings and probably will win against the Plague Toads. And the Slingers and Night Runners doing a good job kiting out some of the Marauders, but the Marauders are shielded, so they're happy to do that. Still, so many rats on the battlefield. One thing I do like in this matchup are Forsaken and Nurgle. They can actually, with the recent buffs, they can do some nice stuff for sure. With the Chaos Sorcerer Lord diving into the second field, trying to shut down some of the Night Runner DPS. Nurgle has not made a play for the back objective yet. And the Globadiers were able to partially get away. It looks like the Globes do get attacked by Furies, but there is a lot of Slinger firepower providing supporting fire. And I think that the Globes will survive. They do have 100 armor, so that makes them durable. And the Furies do get nailed by the Warp Storm Scroll. So the Scroll is activated. That actually is really good against Furies. And so are Doomflayers. Doomflayers are anti-infantry, and Furies are infantry size. So if you can, force your opponent to throw away a whole bunch of, Furies back here, that's good. My one concern for the Skaven is that the value trading appears to be even, which is really bad for them because Nurgle is healing across the board using their lore passive. So Nurgle is probably ahead on value overall right now, and the Plague Bearers are grinding well. Doomflayers are also a little bit tied up by the Plague Toads. Plague Toads, I would say, are like a very soft counter against the Flayers because they have good AP and mass, so they can definitely beat them up. But the Flayers are going to be forced back, and the Plague Bearers are enduring. I mean, they're pretty healthy. More Plague Toads are arriving. We see the capture weight here massively favored for Nurgle, as more Plague Toads are going to be descending on these guys. So here they come. We're going to be seeing a ton of little rats getting eaten, so they're going to get munched on nice and good-like. So farewell, sweet princes. We will see you guys in the warp. As the Grace here comes in to try and salvage that rat position, there is going to be some big magic going down over here. The Withering activated on Storm Vermin. Which is actually not a bad cast. It looks like it just wore off, but they're not on Storm Vermin, excuse me, on the Plague Bearers. It puts them down, I guess they only have 15 armor, right? So yeah, it's not great. But Stream of Corruption, it does a little bit of damage against Plague Bearers, not much. They are literally made of corruption, so I think they're going to endure that just well. Nurgle seems to be taking over the battlefield. We do see 3,000 against 3,000 value, but if you're even with Nurgle, you're doing something wrong. You definitely need, what would you bring with Skaven for more killing power here? I mean, there's a couple options. Flayers are definitely very good. I would have loved to have seen a mortar, like a avalanche mortar, just like one-shotting Plague Bearer units would be absolutely savage, but we're not seeing that. And on the back objective, we do see the 2 Nurgle infantry units holding this point, so they're going to be holding objective 1, and it looks like that is going to be flipping the Skaven. Are they? Yeah, they could get some more capture weight on here if they want to. The Night Runners are trying, but Nurgle is going to get that, and that is going to be a triple cap for the Skaven. Skaven are keeping the value even at least, and you have to remember too, in terms of the value, Skaven might be able to pull back because of demonic disintegration, which isn't reflected in value. So if you look here, when the Plague Toads start to go unstable, that HP and value that they're losing is not reflected at all up here. So that's a little bit of a tricky pickle right there. On the backside, it looks like Nurgle making progress, but also being pulled up by these Night Runners, and we do see some Eshin Triads being called in. Triads will be okay here. They'll get wrecked by Plague Bears, but they'll be okay against Toads. And it looks like this Skaven might be resurgent, ladies and gentlemen. We look in the middle of the battlefield, and there's a lot of crumbling Nurgle units, although these ones are eager, but we did see some crumbling units, and one of the Plague Toads did just crumble here. Nurglings are wavering, probably going to be unstable here in a moment. And can the Rats get their back objective back? We do see Flares being called in, so the Limp Biscuit wheels are rolling, so they're going to be running over a bunch of these nasty Pestigores. A very stinky battle indeed, as the Pestigores do try and flee. And the Plague Toads are going to be able to mulch through them. Maybe. Mulch through these Rats here. We'll find out. The objective still firmly in Nurgle's control. Plague Bear units very sticky, very, very tough to get rid of, just like they are in pretty much every format of GW games. And the Rat position in the middle is quite nasty, though. They're starting to fold them up, and there is a chance that the Skaven are going to be able to reclaim middle. Harrison, it's just going to be Unga Bunga Zerging infantry out now to try and maintain capture weight. You know, the other Nurgle elements aren't good against Skaven. Really, infantry are like one of the best tools against Skaven, like good quality infantry, like cheap, good quality infantry. Here, I think that's going to be safe for Nurgle. I don't think there's going to be any play here, but the Skaven should have an opportunity to get the objective in the middle back. The question is, are they going to have the time to get all the objectives back? Because the longer this triple cap goes on, it's going to get worse and worse. All right, so we get some Ninja Rats coming out right now as well. I like this tech. I think in your opening build, I don't like them, but as a cleanup unit, if they're able to find some isolated, infantry somewhere, they can rip them to shreds. And these Eshin Rats are going to be eviscerating these Nurgle minions and also providing 5 capture weight. At which point, we're probably going to see the objective start to flip. Nurgle sending more Toads back here. Nurgle might want to stop sending things this way. I think it's kind of a lost position, and they're just going to be giving up a lot of free value. Maybe consolidating more in the middle would be better, but it's hard to say. I guess maintaining all 3 isn't a bad idea, but it is going to flip to the Rats. Death Runners will easily take apart Nurglings. Plague Bears are a bit of a hard fight for Death Runners, but with Ogre support and some Night Runners nearby, they should be okay, and we get more Skaven Slave Slingers coming in. Nurglings still hanging in there, and Death Runners are trying to wear down the Plague Bears. The Weeping Blades, of course, active, which lowers their armor, which is, not insignificant, but not amazing either. On the middle, the Grey Seer trying, but there's a lot of Pestigores and a lot of meaty Nurgle troops to get through. The Plague Bears are still alive from the first wave of the battle. So you can see there's a lot of Plague Bears everywhere. We do have these ones in pretty good shape here. And now we get the Demon Spew coming in. Very cool choice here by Harrison. Gotta love Demon Spew. They have a great stat line, and they look super cool. That would actually be a really cool color scheme for an army. That's pretty easy to do, too. That's like it's like Pallid Witch Flesh with like some sort of a pink wash or something. But the Demon Spew do clash with Eshin Triads. Triad's going to get ripped to pieces most likely, but with Ogre support, they might be able to win that, and Flayer support as well. Back objective still in Nurgle's clutches, and every moment that Harrison's able to cackle on these objectives and maintain it is, the Skaven getting a little bit closer to losing. This is obviously going to become a triple cap situation. I think that Harrison is in an advantageous situation. The Skaven don't really do enough. They're not doing enough damage. They're just trading too evenly with Nurgle, which is not. You can't afford to be trading even with Nurgle. Or like vampire counts. Like typically you should be ahead of those factions, most of the time here. Death Runners are bumping and grinding here. Ogres fighting, and Night Runners are providing cap weight. We get more Rats on the way in, but Nurgle is just maintaining, man. Those Plague Bears are so good. And is there any play on the back objective? Skaven are going to have to think of something. I think you might need to get a Death Runner and come through the trees and just like throw a Hail Mary Death Runner down there and hope your opponent isn't paying attention. Otherwise, this triple cap is just too brutal. And the Rats are just getting ground down. They're just being turned into rat meat here for Nurgle. Big Scary Toads on the way in. The Heralds of the Apocalypse have arrived, and it is going to be the Ba with the Bog, Baron to the Bog. A little Kid Rock reference there, always fun. But they're going to cause massive panic amongst the Skaven ranks. Not with terror, but with their ability to debuff everything. So you're going to be seeing all the debuffs going down, the Wasting Sickness, and I don't think Skaven are going to be able to force their way back. So the playstyle of the Skaven player was very good against my style, where, the infantry quality isn't as good with Chorfs, but I think against Nurgle gets obliterated by weapons teams. Like, Harrison's playstyle is extremely weak against artillery and mortars and things like that. If you just brought like two mortars, like Avalanche Mortar and, even a plague, like probably 2 Avalanche Mortars, right? Or 1 Avalanche Mortar and a regular one. Like, they're going to send Furies after you. You just kill them with your Skirmishers and Warp Storm Scroll, and then the Nurgle army just gets, like, flattened by the artillery, right? But, every player kind of has their playstyle that they're comfortable with, and this obviously has worked for Falling Star. They were able to, take me down pretty good in the last game. But moving up are the Globadiers. Globadiers get some work done on the Plague Bearers, but this is game over. 1450 and 669, that's what she said, is going to be the Herald of Doom. You know what I meant with the Avalanche Mortars. Bring an Avalanche Mortar and then a regular one. You obviously can't bring two. They're RORs. So, GG, well played. Nurgle cackling all the way to the bank against the Rats. And, yeah, there we go. We'll cast that. What you playing? All right, cool. So we're going to have Nurgle versus... We're going to follow the Nurgle game here. The top side of the bracket. We could actually do a top side game, too. Let me see if they've started yet. Okay, top side is Boss Toss for Scrambled Egg Special. Oh, Vampire Coast versus Nurgle. Hell yeah, let's get this. All right, so we have... I think it's Kugath Feet Lovers. I think this is the lobby. Let's see what's up. Yes. All right. So this is our next game. We got Vampire Coast making it pretty far in the tournament. That's very exciting. Let me show you guys the breakdown of the tournament so far. We have... Looks good. So we have Scrambled Egg versus Boss Toss. So this is going to be the top side of the bracket. The winner of which is going to go to the finals. But we're casting down here right now. So we're doing Bob That Builder versus Harrison. And then we have Outer Region and a couple matches being played here. And then these are all to be determined as well. So we have a handful more games to go. Yes. Did Coast receive any buffs? They've gotten a couple minor tweaks here and there. Yeah, they've gotten a couple. Ragnarok Lair is a really nice map. Shout out to Waka Waka. He makes a lot of our great maps. So does Bob, by the way. Bob is another one of our map makers. No, Coast isn't pit tier. Coast is not pit tier, I don't think. Let's take a look. I mean, we have the data, right? Like, we can look at data. Coast is literally a 50% win rate faction. That is far from pit tier. So, yeah, here's Vampire Coast. So Vampire Coast, have they played against Nurgle this season? 1 and 3 against Nurgle so far. Okay. Nurgle is sitting pretty good. So Nurgle is at 57% win rate. These are the top factions right now, according to the stats. Look at Skaven. Skaven with a freaking 56% win rate right now. Damn, they're doing very well. Kislev looking fine at 53%. That's nice to see. High Elves doing all right. Chaos Dwarves, hey, so myself and a couple other Chaos Dwarf players, I know I didn't do it today, but we've been winning a lot in previous tournaments with Chorfs, and we brought Chorfs up to a 50%. Hell yeah, let's go, baby. Empire's doing fine. Like, the game balance is looking pretty good right now. I think Greenskins are honestly a strong faction. I just think that good players aren't playing them. Warriors of Chaos probably are more pit tier. Bretonia is really hard to play. But the last SFT, by the way, was won by Bretonia. So it just goes to show that in the hands of the right player, despite having, you know, a relatively poor win rate, they can still do very well. Cool to see. All right. Let's chill out a little bit. Let's hang until the next game's ready. Yeah, there's the stats. And Coast, probably not going to be an artillery game because this map is very, very line of sight hindered. I'm happy to see Kislev strong but not OP. Cool units. Yeah. No, I really enjoy playing Kislev. They're fun. I think you put... Yeah, well, we've been playing in offline tournaments too. I've been playing in a lot of tournaments off stream with Chowie because I know you guys are probably sick of watching them by now. So I'm going to probably just play with them offline and then play other tournaments or other factions on stream. But yeah, Chowie rule. They're fun. I already showed them, Nate, if you rewind like maybe 30 minutes ago, we showed all the pictures of the minis already. No, Tzeentch isn't bad. I think it's just they're not super popular right now. I don't know why. I think Tzeentch is a very good faction. Yeah. These good players aren't playing them. I think a lot of beginners are playing them and, you know, intermediate players taking L's on them when they don't need to. Centaurs of Tzeentch getting nerfed was also hit their win rate, which is good because they were bullshit before. Now they're more price appropriate. So, that's nice. What kind of DLC do you want most? Ooh. What kind of DLC do we want most? I'm not sure. I mean, I want to see an Ulrich DLC for the Empire. Give him some cool units there. I think that'd be really fun. I want Ulrich. I want Musion, like an undead Bretonnian faction would just be like super erect. Nagash update. I would like to see a Coast Tomb King's Vampire Counts DLC. That like hits all three of the undead factions and gives them some milk. Those would probably be on my wish list for sure. All right. Here, yeah, thank you, man. I'm moving to my first apartment in a month, and hopefully, hey, that sounds great. Congratulations, coming up in the world, man. Here we go. This one's for you, dude. Ragnarok Lair, cool map, very brawly. Bob probably going to be bringing crab build, I would guess. You're going to get your cosplay right now. Oh, shit. Okay, gunline on this map? Wow, that's risky. So the build here for Bob is going to be just mass zombies, and we do have a Vampire Fleet Admiral with a pistol. Winds of Death, okay, that's going to be pretty sweet. And then we got blunderbusses back here, so it's going to be zombie pirate gunnery mobs with hand cannons. So these guys do a shitload of damage up close, obviously, right? But at range, it's, you know, they need to be close. And you know, they might get some value against Nurgle. We got Rotting Prometheans and a gunnery wight who's rocking Scab's Graith and the ability to give extra ammunition to whatever he wants. Oh, we also have handgunners too, so double handgunner, wow. This is really risky on this map. This is really, really risky. So looking at the forces of Nurgle, Harrison, you know, the way you play against Skaven is like literally the same way you play against Ghosts. So the build is going to be almost identical. It's just Nurglings, Marauders, and Plague Bearers with a cheap Chaos. Oh, a Chaos Lord. Okay, so he's using the Berserk playstyle, which is, I think Berserk kind of started this hipster trend of using the Chaos Lord of Nurgle. So he's just a combat assassin, really, really tanky with 6,400 HP. And he's going to be able to effectively hunt Vampire Coast characters and just show them who's boss. So that is going to be very, very fun. Where's the map spider? It would be really cool if you could like animate spiders like walking on the cliffs and stuff. Oh, that would be so freaking rad. Yeah, this game rules, man. I love Total War multiplayer. It's such a cool game. Like it's so rare we get good quality RTS, and then like Creative Assembly basically accidentally made a good RTS game. You know, like multiplayer is for sure an afterthought, but like the core of it is so good that we just end up getting a good RTS game. Berserk is not, he hasn't been super active this season. I think he's won one tournament, but the season's only been out for 2 weeks. He's playing in the grand finals of season 7. So Berserk is for sure in discussion for, you know, best players in Warhammer 3 to an extent, but he needs to win more major events first. So Houseplant has pretty much gone inactive. He doesn't really play anymore. I think some IRL stuff, I think he got a new job and other things have kind of become priorities in life, which obviously makes sense. But Houseplant, in my opinion, is still the GOAT of Warhammer 3 multiplayer. Nobody's like surpassed his winning, like nobody has really been able to do what he's done yet. But there's plenty of time. I think Houseplant has won like 4 major events. I think Tim has won one. Berserk has won one. Yeah, there's a couple. We'll take a look after this, and we can have the GOAT discussion, which is going to be fun. So the Coast Army moves up. We do get the Vampire Fleet Admiral heading up here, and she's got her pistol. And also there's going to be the crab shooting. So the crabs are, these crabs are great. The Rotting Promethean gunnery mobs, they have shotguns on their back, so they're able to put quite a bit of damage into, you know, whatever they can get, really. So Nurglings force back, objective's going to be going to Coast. But the Coast gun line is going to struggle, right, to get the objectives. Because, like, line of sight is so precarious on this map. I mean, you can kind of work in ways like here and here and shoot down that way, but then they just come through the trees and flank you, you know? It's very, very tough. So over here, what do we got? We got the spiders, as well as the Vampire Fleet Admiral, hunting down the Nurglings, and they've killed a fair amount of the models. I don't know why the cinematic smoothing should be a little bit stronger. I might have accidentally changed the setting. All right, seems fine. But Coast grabs the middle objective, and I expect... Oh, baby! Queen Bessie! Oh, Queen Bess, dude! Let's just watch this. Screw the rest of the game. No, nothing else matters. All right, so Marauders of Nurgle getting pounded by Queen Bess, and now Queen Bess is going to be shooting over at this unit. Dude, talk dirty. Let's go, Queen Bess. Queen Bess with ammo restoration. That one does miss. Looks like the Nurgleites were able to dodge that one pretty well. With Queen Bess, you want to change targets like nonstop, basically. Like every time it shoots, you want to be switching targets. Vampire Coast holding the middle pretty well. We do get some Marauder Horsemen coming in with throwing axes, which is going to be excellent against the crab. So the crab is very weak against throwing axes. But should be able to kind of, you know, juke them a little bit, maybe pull back. We'll have to see. Yeah, hail to the Queen, baby. Definitely Plague Bearers are the best target because they're really slow and can't really effectively dodge you. So now we got it coming, and oh, yeah. Oh, another steaming hot payload. Let's watch. There it is. Oh, they're running. Here they go. Okay, they're able to dodge it. Even Nurgle's slowest champions are able to kind of outmaneuver those, which is very funny. So back in the middle, the objective could be flipping here, but we do see a lot of zombies moving up in pencil formation. Some handgun mobs also trying to get in range. I think what Vampire Coast needs to do is consolidate on the middle and then start sending a lot of melee elements over there. If they have like Depth Guard or like Rotting Prometheans, like something like that. So Queen Bess, unfortunately, is missing a lot of its shots, which feels bad, but when it does hit, you know, it generates a lot of value, and it does have extra ammo too, so that's going to be taxing the micro of Harrison. We do see the Marauder Horsemen getting last samurai'd by the powder. So a couple of those Marauder Horsemen are going to be forced back by the handgun mobs, so that is very good. But now Vampire Coast is going to need to figure out a way how to get down here and get this objective. So, yeah. Plague Bearers are showing they got some moves, man. They got some wheels. On the outside here, it is going to be Chaos Furies heading into the backfield, but the shotguns should be able to kind of screen those guys out. In the meantime, where's the next shot going to go for Queen Bess? Okay, it's over here, and it looks like, is it going to hit? Is it coming? Here it comes. Harrison is watching. Yeah, he's paying attention here. You can see he's like trying to juke that unit. And did the shot actually go through? Here it comes. Oh, and it was dodged. Yeah, it's too easy to dodge those shots. That's my problem with like Queen Bess and Dreadquakes. At long range, they're just like so slow and ponderous. But we do get Marauders move again, and Krabo's going to be also setting up. I really like the Morngul play. Morngul split push is an incredible choice. We have the Vampire Fleet Admiral here, and the Night Terrors are on their way in. So here they come. They're going to be crab slapping some of these bad boys. So the crab slaps will do quite a bit of work. And yeah, these Marauders should break rather quickly against this onslaught of the undead. And the middle objective looking firm. We do see the Marauders losing their fight here. A couple of Furies trying to get into the backfield, but the shotguns should be watching them. Although it looks like a bit of a lapse. They weren't quite in position, and the Furies are going to be able to compromise some of the guns, which has got to feel bad for Bob. Now, Queen Bessie, let's see where Queen Bessie is shooting. It looks like it is shooting over here on the outside. And is it going to make contact? I think another shot has just gone off. And is it going to be coming? Plague Bearer is moving up to the middle. Extra ammunition obviously on the table when Queen Bess starts to run out. And it looks like it does get a partial clip on that unit, but overall is going to be missing. It's a big pit fight here as the Morngul Arwar, they do of course have passive healing or fighting the Chaos Lord, but the Chaos Lord is going to be up for a hard fight here. The Vampire Fleet Admirals are very good. We have another Morngul unit coming in. Morguls are really good, excellent at clearing up Chaos Furies. In the meantime, the Zombie Pirate Gunnery mobs are going to be retreating back while the Crabs are going to be surging across and looking to secure the middle even more. Backfield's looking good though. Doesn't look like the gun line's in any danger. The Furies are just kind of bouncing up, but also taking a lot of firepower while they do so. Value is favoring Bob. Both sides do have healing. Vampire Coast does have the Invocation, and that's going to be what appears to be a Winds of Death, I think. Is that going to be a God tier Winds of Death? Oh, Winds of Death. Not bad. Not God tier, but if it keeps going and gets one more unit, all right, that was all right. Nothing too crazy, but it does eviscerate one Nurgling unit and does a little bit of topical damage to the other Plague Bearer unit here. Morngul's in the meantime still battling it out. Looking at the health of the Morngul's, they're a little bit damaged, and the Chaos Lord of Nurgle, obviously Chaos Lords are going to be able to defeat a Vampire Fleet Admiral in a fight. He's on his mighty steed, so that's going to be very scary for him as the Plague Bearers of Nurgle surge into the secondary field. This should be a good kiting situation for Bob. Bob should be able to pull back and then shoot them to pieces with these units and these units here. We'll have to see. In the meantime, in the middle, looking pretty good for Harrison. Harrison is getting, he's got his Chaos Sorcerer in here. His throwing axes are in very, very good shape, so you can see they're doing quite a bit of work here. So they're getting that sweet, sweet throwing axe damage in and melting the Rotting Prometheans. So eventually I think Nurgle is going to be taking over the battle here. It looks like they're just doing better. Queen Bess, unfortunately, is struggling to hit its targets. Although, no, it's actually since hit. So Queen Bess has gotten a couple hits. Yeah, look at that. Like one-shot that Marauder unit. Okay. So Queen Bessie may be going to be providing a little bit more to the table. We'll have to find out. On the backside, Vampire Caster does drop another Winds of Death, which melts some Pestigores. And the Night Terrors are weak binding, so very, very close to breaking down here. In the backfield, sorry about that, we do have the Plague Toads battling Morngul's. Pretty similar units in terms of their functionality. They basically fulfill the same role, but there's a little bit of handgun support as well, which maybe can help turn that tide of the fight. But Coast holding on to the middle for now, but now we get Spawn of Nurgle coming in. Very, very cool stuff from Harrison here. He's showing that the Plague God has got some tricks, and I do like Spawn. You know, they will wreck Morngul's really, really badly. Oh, Queen Bess shot. Was that a Queen Bessie shot? Nice. A direct Queen Bess shot right in the middle of all these units, melting a lot of the Marauder Horsemen. But I think that Vampire Coast is primed to lose this objective here, as we do see the Plague Bearers working into the backfield. And I suspect Queen Bess is just going to drop another hot steaming payload on the face of this unit. So win or lose, at least we're getting a Queen Bess game. Yep, Queen Bess destroying the Marauder Horsemen. So when you stop paying attention, that is when the Queen Bess is going to be shining, as those guys are going to be fleeing the scene. Looking at the objectives, Nurgle is pretty firm, and this one is going to be slipping, and the Plague God is going to be taking this for sure. Does Nurgle have any way, or does the Vampire Coast have any way of getting objective 3? I don't know. Looking at the value, Harrison is pulling ahead. A lot of his value is tied up in the damage he's done to the Vampire Fleet Admiral, so that Chaos Lord has been an absolute Giga Chad in bullying that Vampire character. Over here on the side, Plague Toads battling Hounds and Morngul's, a bit of an even fight. Night Terrors are finally going to be disintegrating here. Guns in the backfield doing some okay damage. You can see the hand cannons are online partially. This Vampire Fleet Admiral being so beat up is a big, big problem. Queen Bess shots shooting into Spawn and Nurgle, which is absolutely hilarious. Scurvy Dogs trying to push out the Furies that are ripping apart the gun line here. And now the Pistol Mob's going to be in some danger, but I think Harrison is going to get the fat dub here. I think he's in a better position as the Pestigors do get bombarded. And on the backside, we do see the zombie pirate gunnery mobs cruising up, heading towards objective 1. You know, desperation capture weight is coming in. We got zombies from all directions, but they are so weak in terms of killing things. It's going to take a long time. Another Queen Bess shot, swinging and missing. That's going to be a Winds of Death. Vampire Fleet Admiral dying here to just some random Nurglings, and throwing axes feels pretty tough. These are just Marauder Horsemen. The Winds of Death hasn't been very good this game. I think that Bob's magic has been kind of, not by any choice of his micro, has been subpar. I just think that the Winds of Death hasn't really done much. It's killed a couple, you know, Marauder units, and overall, you know, you don't then have the magic for healing that you really, really need here. So we do see the Vampire Fleet Admiral disintegrating into dust. So down it goes, ladies and gentlemen, and I think that's going to be a tap out from Bob, as he is looking to just be routed back. I think he needed more melee. Like, Depth Guard would have been really good. Depth Guard would have freaking crushed a lot. Yeah, maybe some more, like, Rotting Promethean. The Lamprey's Revenge would have been really nice. I think there's just more to bring. I mean, Luther Harkin potentially may be kind of cool here, right? So a couple zombies do manage to make it to the middle, but Forsaken are just a hard counter against, like, low DPS, like, chaff infantry, right? Forsaken themselves are kind of squishy, but if you're able to get them against like a freaking 14 melee attack zombie, they're going to rip them apart. Could go over here as well. We got a couple gunnery mobs coming down to try and secure the high ground. Queen Bess is still shooting, and it's honestly probably got an okay value. Yeah, 1,300 value on Bessie. And the pistol mobs maybe going to have an opportunity to grab this. Coast did get the middle here, or are they going to? Bob's very close to capturing it. He just needs to sit there for a second longer, and he should get it. The capture weight is very close here. Oh, is he going to get it? I don't think he is. Nope, Nurgle got there before the final tick. Man, that's really painful for Bob. That was like one of his few avenues back in the game, is maybe if he gets this objective and also manages to get this one down here, but the fact that he didn't flip that middle objective really, really hurts. So Rotting Promethean's on the way. We do see Nurgle crumbling it out here. Could there be a forbidden comeback from Bob? Nurgle is looking a little bit kind of bare on the battlefield. They do have a lot in the middle. Certainly would be some good targets for Queen Bess. Looks like Queen Bess is shooting into the middle. Let's see if there's any direct hits. Oh, come on, give it to us. Give us the Queen Bessie shot. All right, we got the angle. We're chilling. We're watching the Arc of Fire. We're going to see what kind of work is going to go down here. Here it comes. Oh, yeah, baby. Let's go. And Uno, Dos, and Trace. I think without their Lord, it's going to be too hard. Like, missing the Lord. Wow, that was a really inaccurate shot, but at least it hit something. So Bob does get objective 3. Does he have any play down here? We do see the Crabos coming to Stabbo. And the gunnery mobs are advancing up. Yeah, the Lord situation, I think, cost Bob the game, too. I mean, losing that Lord like that is making the rest of his army so flimsy. Crabs advance up, and they do have capture weight. Here we do see the Forsaken getting nuked by Queen Bess. And the gunnery white's on its way up as well. We're approaching the 1,400 point mark for Nurgle. The problem is they're going to lose this objective, too, right? Marauders are going to come in and just bully these zombie pirate gunnery mobs with a couple Plague Toads. Harrison's up in value. Leadership issues for the Vampire Coast. And that's going to be Nurgle getting it done. All right. GG. Queen Bessie at least paid for itself, probably. Let's take a look. Queen Bess sitting at 1,700. Awesome. Hey, cool to see that Queen Bess was, you know, doing some work this game. Just the work was not being done by other elements of the Coastline army. I think Coast needs to go more melee-centric against Nurgle. And gunline on this map is really not good. I think the decision to go gunline on this map was very questionable. GG, well played. GG, well played. All right. So what's cooking now? How are we doing? Let's see what's going on. And I'm going to go ahead and evaluate the brackets. See what we want to cast next. Probably just going to follow the Nurgle player, honestly. Chaos Lord, 1,400. He was a beast. And Forsaken were cool call-ins. Yeah, some spawn. I love to see the spawn, too. That's fun. Yeah, a lot of units you didn't see in the previous patches are coming into effect. Queen Bess with about 1,800 value there. All right, all right. ROR crab. Yeah, I think you just got to take the ROR crabs, probably. They're more expensive. They're a lot more expensive, too, so I can see that. All right. So how we looking? On the top side, Scrambled Egg Special has defeated Boss Toss, so Scrambled Egg is in the grand final. Outer Region and Shaper of Fate. Let me see if they've started. Okay, checking. We're going to see if they have gotten their party started. And we will cast our game. Bob has been eliminated, our mighty coastal champion. The best couldn't win. Super good dodging. Yeah, he did. But, you know, Bob, your Queen Bess still paid for itself. In the mid-game, it got a lot of kills. It usually in the beginning doesn't get a lot because they're paying a ton of attention. But once the micro gets going. I don't think there's any other coast players in the tournament. I'm not sure. We'll find out. If so... Okay. And Harrison, lobby code for next game. All right, let's do it. Let's have some fun, man. We're all Nurgle cultists, don't lie. That's right. That's true. That is true. Okay, I think Harrison's in the same lobby. Let's check if this is his. Oh, Scrambled Egg is Coast. Oh, shit. So we have Coast in the grand finals, huh? So Coast is waiting on the top side. Yeah, Coast Scrambled Egg is he's a Coast main. He like plays them rather aggressively. Queen Bess will be the new meta. You prophesized it? Oh, dude, let's go. Okay, it's weird. No games are appearing now. All right. Is it Kugath Feet Lovers? There's literally 2 lobbies with the same name, and neither of them have passwords. I'm just gonna have to guess. All right. We'll go to the bottom one here. No, it wasn't that one. And let's go back. So it's probably the higher one up. Maybe this one? No, probably this one. All right, I think we found it. Yep, there's the game, and it's going to be against, let's see who they're playing. Is it to be determined? I think it is. So we might have a moment to wait. Let's see. There was 5 Coast players in the tournament, really? Okay, wow, I stand corrected. I did not think they were that popular, but I think Shaper of Fate and Outer Region are playing, so we're going to see who wins that. And yeah, in the meantime, let's just hang out. Enjoy each other's company. Yeah, the Bomber Bats aren't bad there, but you got to watch out for Furies. That's the problem. They chase down your Bomber Bats. Like Saltlord Scuttlers maybe is like a one-off, could be okay. Yeah. Something to be said about that. Yeah, Coast is doing fine right now. They're doing all right. Solid 50% win rate faction. They got a lot of tricks. Got the sweet undead healing and a lot of fun playstyles. You played Coast 4 times today? Damn. Well, clearly it's working out for you, right? Let us hang dead like the homeboys of old. That's right. That's right. We're going to hang out. We're going to have some good times. Did you guys enjoy the Haggard Wolf Age of Empires stream last night? Oh my god, that's such a fun game mode. How you can have like the wolves attacking you every 4 minutes. It's so hilarious seeing people's eco just get feasted on by the doggies. Warcraft 1 and 2. I mean, I played them a lot. That's actually something I wanted to do, is do a Warcraft 2 stream. How many of you guys would actually play it? If we fired up Warcraft 2, I haven't played that game since I was like, I don't know, 7 years old, 8 years old. No, maybe, how old would I have been? 8 or 9, somewhere in that ballpark. Oh man, that'd be fun. I definitely am gonna do a Warcraft 3 stream this week because we have a new patch. They like redid the game and like the lobbies and everything. It looks great. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. Warcraft 2 would be fun though. Volkmar on a Volkswagen. Yeah. Volkmar is coming on his Volkswagen. That's right. He's gonna roll the old world over. Okay. Still waiting on Outer Region here. No problemo. Yeah, Warcraft 3 rules though. One of my favorite games of all time. It keeps the games from being 2 hours. Yeah, because everybody's eco is just being mulched by the doggies. Although there is an argument to be made that the wolves in Age of Empires 4 will make the games longer because it keeps everyone, it slows everyone down. Yeah. Yeah, Nurgle's in a good spot right now, though. They're very strong. Rot Knights, I haven't seen Rot Knights being used too much. I play with Harrison a bit. We played him in the last tournament twice with Warriors of Chaos. You guys probably remember that. We had some good matches there. I feel like you see more Plague Ogres than you do Rot Knights, but I want to give Rot Knights a try. I'm curious to see how they would function against like Bretonnia and factions like that. No, Empire's great. Empire's really good. They're solid. They're like a solid mid-tier faction. Empire's always like right in the middle, you know? Reddit is freaking out over Warcraft 3 AI. Oh, so they're concerned that Blizzard used AI to do the update instead of like actual artists. Now, Empire, well, we have restrictions on Empire. Like in our tournaments, Empire is not allowed to use like the steam tanks or land ships, which is, you know, aside from that, those are really the problematic units. Would Roos? Yeah, I don't think it idle. I don't think it counts towards bounty. To answer your question. Yeah. All right, so let's check on Outer Region here. See how we're cooking. They've got to be wrapping up here in like the next like 5 minutes. They've been playing for like 10 or 15 minutes. So I think we're all right. I think we're all good. Supposedly new Warhammer 3. Oh, really? Oh, shit. Where's that news, Michael? You're still Empire #1 on your... Chowie, I love playing the Chowie. Empire, I've forsaken them a little bit. I got to get back to my Empire roots. Those are my two favorite armies in Tabletop, is the Empire and the Chaos Dwarves. I love playing those factions. Chaos Dwarves are probably my favorite in Tabletop overall. I just love the aesthetic, like that kind of brutal, like red color with like lava and fire, and it's like, it just looks so good. Painting red is like very, very fluid, you know? Yeah. It's very, very fluid. Okay, let's see. What's the date today? What is the date today? So you said there's supposed to be a trailer tomorrow? Well, what witchcraft is this? Oh, okay, interesting. If you were a dev, what would you do to fix this tank? You could approach it a couple ways. You could just cost increase it, or you could just get rid of the missile block thing, where it just blocks like all the missiles. Yeah. I would also make the hitboxes more like friendly on those big monsters, so it's like easier to hit them with infantry when they're like riding through them and stuff. Yeah, there's a lot of ways to fix it. It's just a matter of like, is that a priority for them? Probably not. Yeah, because you have to remember they have to keep the campaign players happy too. It's a tricky juggling act for the devs. It really is. So looking at the bracket right now, if we go to the desktop capture, there we go. You can see Outer Regions playing Shaper of Fate, and Harrison, this is where we are. And then Boss Toss, who beat us earlier, has been relegated down here as well. So Boss Toss is playing Khorne. So we have Khorne, we have Nurgle. I don't know what these gentlemen are playing. And then we have Vampire Coast in the finals. So pretty good diversity, honestly. So yeah, Coast, Nurgle, Khorne, and I don't know what Outer Region is playing. Let me just go ahead and check that real quick. And Shaper of Fate also. I'm not sure what he's playing. All right, so where are we at? So Shaper of Fate, going to the tournament declaration section to see what these old folk are playing. That's Rage of Empires. Okay. What's it going to be? Do we have some Forbidden Dwarves in here today? No way. Oh, dwarves. Okay. Dwarves have kind of fallen out of popularity a little bit. We haven't seen them around too much lately, but we do have some baseline dwarves in here. The OG dwarves. And Outer Region is playing Lizardmen. Oh, shit. You guys wanted lizards. You might get them here. Yeah. All right. Awesome. So really, really cool faction diversity. Very fun. You guys might get your lizard game early. Shatlin says, I haven't seen any demi-lances since the patch, but on paper they look crazy good. Yeah. There's not... Empire isn't like as popular. There's not a lot of people playing them. Ever since the Steam Tank got nerfed, a lot of the mouth-breathing sweat lords kind of moved off them, you know? They're just like, oh, I don't want to play with you anymore. You're not overpowered anymore, so they stopped playing him. But yeah, Empire is still good. But now you actually have to micro. You can't just like move a Steam Tank around and just route everybody and kill everything. One thing is easy to keep campaign and multiplayer with happy is to add the busted things through technologies. Yeah, for sure, William. Yeah. Outer, oh, you're watching the game Dark Age? Oh, he's streaming it. I think Outer Region is streaming his game too. Yeah. Lizardmen have all the cool monsters, and yet, so baseline Bastiladons are not terrible. Carnosaurs are kind of mediocre. Yeah, a lot of the big lizard monsters do suck. Stegodons aren't bad though. Like the battle, Stegodons, Mazda mount, that's pretty good. Yeah. Yeah, the Steam Tank is. When I'm saying they can't do it anymore, it's because the Steam Tank is banned in the tournaments. That's why. Yeah, they barely nerfed it. Sierra, thank you for the donation. Next AoE Fimbulwinter stream sometime this week. Yeah, I want to do a Fimbulwinter tournament where we have 2 rounds, including two big FFAs, and we let the dogs out. Yeah, Elspeth is still good. Elspeth isn't as strong in domination mode. In land battle, where like things are more, you can't like bring things back or call in reinforcements, she's really brutal. But here, she's not as popular here. Although Volkmar just got buffed too. I don't know how good Volkmar is now, but Volkmar got like a big buff. Sorry about the delay, by the way, guys. It's just the nature of Total War. This is his build against lizards. He wanted us to look. The Death Heads. We got the double Death Head grenade. That's actually very good against like big Dino SEs if they go with Mazdamundi. And yeah, you got the Exalted Heroes of Nurgle on mounts, which is great. Overall, it looks like a very good build. I have no criticisms of it. I think it's very solid. Occasionally mixed again, like a single troll can be good. You know, like a one bile troll, just like fight off the feral cold ones and stuff. Throwing axes are something I really like too against lizards. Not in the main army, but in reserve to have like one just to like drag down a big dino. But all right, looks like they're ready. Cool. The AoE Fimbulwinter stream, we're gonna do that again. Flea Dune, I just kind of have lost. I not fully lost, but it doesn't interest me too much right now. Spice Wars. There's other games I'd rather play. You know, I'd rather play like Age of Empires or, you know, obviously Total War. Yeah. Looks good, Harrison. Yeah, Harrison's got a nice build. But Outer Region is a dark wizard. He is. He was playing High Elves in recent SFTs. I ran into Outer Region 2 SFTs ago with my Chorfs. Yeah, it was fun. Yeah, so Meow Meow, like a lot of mounted characters in this game have a weird hitbox where when they get hit by certain spells and abilities, it like hits them twice. So that's the problem with Ikit Claw versus Elspeth, is that her breath attack like hits him. It hits chariot characters twice too. So like CA has had that bug in the game for like literally 3 years, and they just have never fixed it. It's weird. Yeah, you love the chaos at the Wolves add to AoE 4. It's really funny. Yeah. Well, Steam Tanks are unbreakable in Tabletop, Lucas. Yeah, they're unbreakable, actually. I think Steam Tanks weren't that bad before they added the armor thing, like the missile block chance. So, like, they literally, I think it's like some obscene amount of missile block chance from the front arc. So, Outer Region with Lizardmen versus Nurgle here. The winner is going to be playing Khorne, and then the winner of that is going to be playing Vampire Coast. Ah, you do? No, I missed it, Harrison. No worries. Don't tell your secrets here. Outer Region could be lurking. He's gonna see the forbidden fruit. That's why I'm not showing your army anymore. So, although I believe Outer Region's streaming right now. If you guys want to see his perspective, you could probably search his name on YouTube and find it. I'm not sure if he is. Yeah. I was the. You were the alleged from a bit ago. I just play other games. I don't know who you're talking about. Yeah. You have your channel, man. Keep it up. I'm just getting into Warhammer 3, and you're very informative. Hey, right on, dude. Right on. Well, glad you're enjoying it. My body is ready for the Unga Bunga streams after the new DLC. Dude, it's gonna be straight Unga Bunga. It's going to be Greenskins, Ogres, freaking Khorne. That is like the most Unga Bunga DLC ever. Just like everyone is super fighty, like ranged is minimal. It's going to be fun. Yeah. God, I wish I could start the tabletop channel. I had some people closer. I really, really do. Yeah. I got four full armies ready in tabletop to go. Empire, Tomb Kings, Chorfs, and Chaos Warriors. No, the Warriors army kind of sucks. I don't have a dragon. You know, dragons are the meta. Can't wait for the Yeti. Oh my god. All my spirit animals in one DLC, says Siegs. Yeah. That's fun. That's very fun. All right. So, it is time to party. I assume Harrison is ready. Outer Region. Let me pull up the screen blocker real quick so I can take a peek. I'm really curious what he's going to be bringing. Okay, he's almost ready with his build. Yeah, this is a cool build. I dig it. I like the build. I think it's very fun. Yeah, right on, dude. Cool armies. All right. Oh, yeah, the tabletop stuff would be so fun. Yeah. Any suggestions for factions to try out for land battles? I'm a bit of a newer player when it comes to multiplayer. For land battles, you know, my big thing in this game is like play the faction you think is cool, and you'll be fine, honestly. Like almost every faction is viable to an extent. Like, you know, Bretonia has the worst win rate right now, but like a really good Bretonian player showed up last week and crushed everybody and won the tournament, right? So it's just play what you like, you know? That's the thing. Like when you like a faction, like I love the thematics of the Chaos Dwarves. So when I play them, I really enjoy seeing their units perform and do their thing, right? But like if you want meta, if you're just like trying to be really sweaty and you want to know what factions are really powerful, you know, I can tell you that as well. But It just depends on what you're looking for. Yeah. The regiments are renowned in the next DLC are, I don't know. Have they showed what they are? You saying they're brilliant? Is there? I probably have just totally missed the wagon. I don't really follow news very much. When something comes out, I just kind of jump on it. You know? Any suggestions for factions to try out for land battles? Let's see, yeah. I mean, if you want to be sweaty, Chaos Demons are really good. Tzeentch is really good in land battle. Grand Cathay is quite good in land battle. They're all very meta. Yeah. Oh yeah, I mean, campaign experience helps because you learn what units do, right? You can figure that out. Yep, you can. Lewin is a monster. Hold him in the same dread as Vlad and Malice. Lewin is better than both of those for sure. Yeah, Lewin is probably one of the best characters in the game in land battle. In Dom, he's extremely good, but he's not like as insane. Yeah, because you don't have to kill him. He's like so hard to kill. He's so hard to kill. Cool beans. Let's get this party started. Let's have some fun. Here we are in the semifinals. And we got the 3 objectives lined up. So this is like it's a map with a little bit of a terrain. Normally it's very open, but here we have the 3 objectives like down the line, which is very good for swarming factions like melee swarm. Nurgle definitely likes this map. They definitely like it. In your opinion, which faction has the most fun SE monster to play? Ooh. The most fun single entity monster. One of my favorites to use is actually, I love using Tamarkon on his Battletoad. It's like, I always find a way to bring it in tournaments, and then I either barely win or I just lose. Because Tamarkon's not very good, but he's my favorite to use. Just like, because when Tamarkon dies, he also drains the health of nearby units, which is very, very strong. Yeah. Cool. So, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, Geo. Well, if that's the case, you can hit up our moderator Frost in Discord and talk to him, and he'll get you squared away. You just got to chat with him. Okay. So taking a look here at the Marauders, it's going to be Marauders of Nurgle. So we got 4 of them, and Chaos Warriors are quite good. They defeat Saurus pretty decisively, and they have good holding power. So I do like the Warriors mixed in. We got the Chaos Lord. It's going to be a Chaos Sorcerer Lord of Nurgle, and he's going to be rocking what appears to be Miasma Pestilence and Stream of Corruption. And then it's also going to be an Exalted Hero of Nurgle. So there it is. Exalted Heroes of Nurgle, I think there was 2 of them. They're great little assassins and really good at taking down big dinosaurs. Nurgle is going to be jumping up on the points pretty well here. Meanwhile, on the other side, Lizard's going for a straight-up Unga Bunga build. So we have an Ancient Stegodon. We do also have Lord Mazdamundi and Bastiladon with the Rev Crystal. And they're going to be coming in, dropping some fat heals. On the other side, it's going to be Saurus Warriors, backed up by more Saurus and some Skinks, and a single Salamander hunting pack, the Umbral Tide, to try and shoot down things like, trolls and, spawn, whatever. Anything big, really. So they will get the job done. So moving on up is Lord Mazdamundi and the Ancient Stegodon. And they're going to be hustling up on the objectives. Yeah, Gio, that's fine. No worries. Yeah, just talk to our moderator in Discord, and I'm sure they'll get you squared away. All right. So here it comes. The Chaos Sorcerer Lord is going to be fleeing. You do see him getting run down. A lot of HP damage coming in as Mazdamundi gets a big blow. There is, of course, going to be a counterpunch. But, man, these Lizardmen dinosaurs are doing a lot of work against these Nurgle characters. The Rot Beast is going to be charging back in. It is a Sorcerer Lord. And both sides have healing. We do see the cohort of Sotek coming in. And now there's going to be some sort of witch. Is that a net from Mazda Chungus? Is it? Oh, Net of Amatok going down. That's going to be locking down this Nurgle character. And he's potentially going to be getting the horns, man. That's going to be some brutal damage. So moving up are the Salamanders. And so far, so good for the Lizardmen. Outer region getting a nice pick. Really able to catch quite a few of those guys as the Umbral Tide rains. A lot of hot, stinky fire. Man, that Sorcerer Lord getting blasted by the Salamanders as well. One of the Nurgle characters getting obliterated. Outer region, like a man possessed here, doing so much work against Harrison's army. Now, Harrison calls out a pretty good answer. He does call out the Plague Drones, the Arwar, with the Unholy Hand Grenades. And now he can start shooting at Mazdamundi, which would probably be the correct choice. But so far, that was really rough. We see the Exalted Hero go down. The Chaos Sorcerer gets beaten up pretty badly. And Mazdamundi is now chasing off the other Exalted Hero. But the objective situation, Objective 2 belongs to Nurgle. Objective 3 belongs to Nurgle as well. And Objective Uno is going to be belonging to the Lizardmen here. So that is that. So Plague Drones are going to be throwing a lot of firepower down. We'll see what they do. And in the backfield, we do get some decent DACA coming in from the Umbral Tide. Umbral Tide, a decent answer against the Plague Drones up in the sky, so they're able to get some respectable firepower. Meanwhile, Lord Mazdamundi is going to be attacking in. And yeah, another big monster mash. We do see these Nurgle heroes getting isolated and really taking quite a beating from the Lizardmen core. Value does favor outer region right now, but remember, Harrison can heal. He's got a ton of healing. Nurgle Sorcerer Lord with Fleshy Abundance is no joke. And the big Rot Bringer Flyer Beast things, Man Bear Pig, these do a massive amount of damage against big SEs. So if they're able to throw their Unholy Hand Grenades, they will add up. And you can see Mazdamundi loses about 400 HP there. He's going to be getting an Apotheosis cast on the Bastillodon. Meanwhile, the old Salamanders back here are keeping those Plague Drones very, very honest. So side objective belongs to the Dinosaurs, but we do see 2 Marauder units and a Chaos Warrior, actually. Chaos Warrior and a Marauder defeating the Saurus Warriors eventually. The cohort of Sotek is battling it out versus Chaos Warriors, which honestly is a decent fight for them. In the backfield, the double Exalted Heroes diving into the secondary. Very risky, because if they get netted again, man, that's going to feel bad. Harrison does get one of them caught up. So you can see this this Chaos character, this Exalted Hero, getting pinned down by Mazdamundi and the Chungus squad. And a fair amount of firepower from the Umbral Tide, still generating a ton of work against the Plague Drones. The Exalted Hero, does he get caught in a net? He does get caught in a net of Ammontok. That's going to be really, really brutal here. So it is time. Exalted Hero sitting at what kind of HP? He's at 30 leadership here, getting hammered pretty hard by the Ancient Stegodons. Flying around the sides with the Chaos Sorcerer Lords, as well as the Exalted Hero of Nurgle. And ladies and gentlemen, we got a scrap on our hands. We do indeed. As another Plague Drone is called in, it is going to be the Angels of Decay. So right now, the Unholy Hand Grenades are being thrown onto the Kroxigors, trying to kill the armor in the front line. Whereas Mazdamundi and company in the backfield is showing this Chaos Wretch who's a boss. The Bastillodon chasing him off. So the big lizard dinosaurs showing that they are the kings of the metaphorical Lustrian jungle. Moving in is Mazdamundi now. Marauders are going to get plowed by the giant dinosaurs, and we do see another Stegodon coming in, and these heretics are getting the dirty. That is a lot of damage coming in. Meanwhile, the Plague Drones, what kind of shape are they in? Harrison is at least doing a pretty good job with his Plague Drones. That Exalted Hero probably is going to come back as well, but dinosaurs do start to take over the middle of the objective. So that is it's pretty good. So in the meantime, the Angels of Decay are going to be throwing at Lord Mazdamundi again, and the Plague Drones here are throwing at the Kroxigors on the other side. Call-ins for both sides. Let's go ahead and evaluate what the players are calling in here. For the Dinosaurs, it looks like it's mostly been Kroxigor call-ins. We do see the Exalted Hero and the Chaos Sorcerer running away, while the Salamanders of Outer Region are doing an excellent job of keeping these Plague Drones honest. If he didn't have these Umbral Tide, man, it would be a different game. This Exalted Hero trying its best to screen these guys out. And did I hear a Fate Abuna? I don't think there is one in the table. No, it's a Nurgle caster, so that's not going to be the case. But what are the Plague Drones targeting? It looks like they're going after Umbral Tide. I kind of like the idea of working on the big dinosaurs a little bit more. Net of Ammontok going down, and Mazdamundi is going to be getting it. He's going to get the damage here, man. That's going to be a lot. Oh, and another one comes in, and that Nurgle character is getting absolutely sandwiched up. HP on him, about 1,000 HP, 1 or 2 more attacks, and he's going to be running for the hills. But look at this, the Plague Drones of Nurgle, they're now getting a little bit of work done as they throw their grenades into the Salamanders. Salamanders losing a lot of HP. Current HP is negative 25 on leadership. Angels of Decay dropping the thunder. And now the Lizardmen leadership core is going to be a little bit vulnerable. Is there enough ammo left to really get the job done? So Angels of Decay are going to be switching on to Mazdamundi. Mazdamundi is going to start taking big damage. In the middle, we do see Nurgle start to get the objective back. So Harrison is out for blood tonight. He does get his Pestigors coming in for reinforcements. Pestigors can do some damage against Croxy since they are pretty heavily armored as well. And on the other side, we do see the Angels of Decay trying to snipe the Lord. So Lord Mazdamundi is going to be getting it. 6,700 right here. So they are getting some nice damage. Chaos Sorcerer, Lord of Nurgle, as well as the Exalted Hero. And the Plague Toads going to be trying to push back the Dino Infantry, which they might be able to. They're a little bit isolated now, and I'm really curious to see if these drones are going to get it done. The drones on the outside, they chased those Salamanders off the field, which was the correct play. Very, very good decision-making by Harrison. And Harrison has pulled the value back pretty well, despite a very disastrous start. He is doing a solid job of grinding this game back here. So Lizards are calling in just some chaff reinforcements. We see Skink cohorts coming up to reinforce. Nurgle with the back objective theft, guys. They get the double secret agent Nurglings. And these guys are maybe going to be able to capture the objective before the Skinks can arrive. But Skinks are very quick. They do have 48 movement speed here. And they're going to be grabbing it. Here they go. Oh, this is big. If this flips, that's going to set Outer Region back pretty bad. And, oh my god, the Skinks get there with like 1 second left, ladies and gentlemen. That was incredibly clutch and very, very fortunate for him. Marauder Horseman being called in for Nurgle, and we do see Maz the Chungus just raid bossing it. He's going to be getting a fat Apotheosis and probably Rev Crystals on himself. The plague drones are where? Looking around, why are the Angels of Decay not just nuking that Lord? Like, both of these drones should be over here and just dropping fat, hot, steaming payloads on the face of these dinosaurs. The Exalted Hero is fighting well, Plague Toad's applying poison and providing a little bit of mass. And are the drones going to come back? What are the drones doing? I guess they're going after Croxagores, which isn't a bad idea either. Maybe he figures they don't have enough ammunition. But, you know, Mazdamundi could probably be close to death if the drones had used all of their ammo on him. But I don't know. It's hard to say. He's pretty tanky. But we got throwing axes out here now for Nurgle, and they're going to be putting a lot of damage into the big armor. Pestigore is providing the, not mass, but the just battlefield presence here. Still confident. Collins for Nurgle, what are they going to be? It looks like it's going to be more Marauders with Great Opens to try and get through some of the armor. And the Nurglings on the flank do get folded up, probably by the Skinks. It's a close fight, but I think 3 Skinks can defeat 2 Nurglings. So yeah, that's going to be something. Looking over here at Objective 2, we do see the Lizardmen here fighting it out pretty hard. And it looks like Nurgle is kind of buckling on the objective a little bit under the wrath of the old ones. But Mazdamundi getting nuked. This is what I'm talking about. Like, if they had just done that to him earlier, I think he would have just been in big trouble. Mazdamundi at 1200 HP. Okay, this is a game changer. The Unholy Hand Grenade's doing so much work, and I bet you Outer Region is just so bummed he didn't bring pterodactyls right now to try and chase these things down. Do they have any ammunition left? They do not, but Mazdamundi needs to be killed. They need to go after him. It looks like these salamanders have been called back in, but not before Mazdamundi gets completely routed. Okay, so now Nurgle is probably back in the game a little bit. Value is kind of even. Plague drones are going to be disrupted. Marauder Horsemen in the backfield going to be trying to annihilate these Croxagores. Nurglings camping on the far side objective. Mazdamundi needs to be finished off, though. And the Sorcerer does not have the Rancid Visitation, so he doesn't have any direct sniping. But Mazdamundi needs to go. Otherwise, he's going to come back and heal. And that could really, really change the dynamic of the game. Exalted Heroes are on top of the Ancient Salamanders. We do see Mazda Chungus at 400 HP. Salamander's going to be coming in and trying to save their Overlord. They might be able to stop the Sorcerer. The Sorcerer does get bogged down by the Salamanders. But here we have the drones, the Angels of Decay, hot in pursuit here as Outer Region is in full retreat. 409 HP on Lord Mazdamundi. And he basically had to sacrifice these Salamanders to try and save Mazdamundi. And we're going to see if that gamble pays off, because right now, Nurgle might actually be on their way back in. Although value still does favor Outer Region. He has a lot of healing. Nurglings here on the side point could lose this. We do see another Nurgling coming over here to try and provide a little bit of sustainability. Meanwhile, in this objective, the Nurglings are fighting to more or less a standstill with the Skink cohorts. But the Skink cohorts will win that just in the 3v2 situation. And Mazda Chungus is pretty close to running off the battlefield. So 403 right there. And back on the objective, we do see Objective Dose is currently going to be taken by Nurgle. A lot of Nurgle infantry on their way in. Marauders. And the Lizardmen, you know, they just took a big beating, right? They sacrificed the Salamanders. But Mazda Chungus does rally? Does he? Oh, man, that's brutal. The Rotfly should have been on top of him. Because now the Lizardmen maybe are going to be able to heal him up to like 3,000 HP. And he's going to be, you know, an impactful character. Probably if I were Harrison, I would unsummon one of the Plague Drones and get it back in the pool and try and go finish off Mazdamundi. But we'll find out. Objective 2 belongs to Nurgle. They do get that, and they have the points lead right now. On the backside, we see some Toads being called in and some Nurglings. But the Lizardmen with a little bit of a sneaky back cap right there, so they do get the back cap. Very, very clean stuff. Marauder Horsemen also on their way in, maybe to try and rear charge some of the Skinks, which would be a good idea. And the cohort of Sotek is going to get annihilated by these Toads. So they move in and ribbit. They get it going. And a lot of damage is going to be pouring in soon once that anti-infantry bonus really gets going. And Nurglings arriving, and more Battle Toads are on their way over. Nurgle with a pretty good foothold in the middle. We see look at the Chaos Sorcerer Lord. He's hunting Mazdamundi in the backfield, trying to get him. Looks like there's going to be a Stream of Corruption right there, which is going to tickle the pickle of those Skink cohorts, doing a lot of HP damage. Mazdamundi drops a net on the Chaos Sorcerer Lord, which is pretty ballsy. And yeah, man, he's healed up to 2,400 HP now. The big boy's back. He didn't hear no bell. So moving in is Mazdamundi, and the Nurgle Lord is going to start getting spanked by all the spanking paddles on these Croxagores. In the meantime, Lord Mazdamundi is going to be cruising to the middle. And Objective Dose is here. So here on Objective 2, we do see Nurgle holding it. They have their flies. Rotflies are actually reasonably good in this patch after a couple changes. They can definitely tie down Croxagores effectively. Marauder Horseman just sweeping around the battlefield. Looks like the side objective is going to be taken. This is a knockdown, drag-out fight. 974 against 933 with a slight advantage for Nurgle here, as the Red Crested Skinks, unfortunately for the Lizardmen, do get folded up on the flank pretty badly. Refuse to die active, but there's no way that the Dinos are going to win this. As a matter of fact, Outer Region should have just ran with these guys and rerouted them over to the middle. That probably would have been a slightly stronger play, but we will see. Nurgle does get defeated on Objective 1, so the Marauders and the Nurglings were defeated by the Skinks. But Objective 2 looking very, very good. And I think the path to victory is probably solidified here for Harrison. As long as he just is able to get the lizards off this side point and get that, and then just tarp hits the middle with bodies, it's a really close match, but I don't know if the dinosaurs have enough on the field to really get this back. We see a banishment going down from Lord Mazdamundi in the back, being dropped on the Marauder Horsemen, so those guys are going to be paying the troll toll. But the Nurgle characters, man, that bump and grind and that sorcerer, he's getting some work done. We do see the debuffs going down, some miasma, a pestilence activated, lowering the melee attack on the ancient Segadons. Throwing axes are out of ammunition, and what are the next Collins going to be? We see Collins from either side. At the moment, nothing really. Okay, Nurgle calling in Marauders for capture weight to try and maintain that. The side objective outer region does have the points lead because he's not relinquishing this objective easily. The Battletoads and the Pestigores trying their best, but Lizardmen leadership and speed. That's one of the biggest strengths of Lizardmen in domination mode, is that skin cohorts are so incredibly fast. They have 39 movement speed, or 48 movement speed when not poisoned, and then they go down to 39 when poisoned, obviously, but they can get up to objectives quickly. Looks like Nurgle's going to flip that objective. Now the question is Nurgle going to be able to burgle this middle objective? Maybe so. That's a pretty scary core of monsters. And Lizardmen might actually be up in value with healing taken into account because they have gotten so much healing. And now we see this middle objective start to go as Nurgle does win this objective pretty decisively. Now the Marauder Horsemen are going to be pulling back to the middle point to try and grab that. More Spanking Paddle Croxagores are on their way out. That might be able to threaten objective 3, but with Plague Toads there, I think they can kind of keep the Croxagores in check. And now this objective in the middle, man, mad flip from outer region here. So he's just... Dude, I'm telling you, everything came down to Mazdamundi coming back. I really thought Harrison might be able to hold the middle, but I guess his reinforcements were kind of waylaid, and he didn't quite get there in time. Healing, man. The Rev Crystal and Mazdamundi just getting the fat heals, that's so unfortunate. If Mazdamundi had been routed off the battlefield by one of the Plague Drones, I think Harrison just wins the game. But now, you know, he's back with like 3,000 HP. Over here, it's looking a little bit dodgy as well, as the legions of dinosaurs and the Spanking Paddle Croxagores do get in there, and they're going to be taking these guys to bonk down. In a head-up fight, a Croxagore obviously would defeat a Plague Toad, but, you know, the Plague Toads will do some damage back as well. Yeah, probably GG now. I actually thought Harrison was going to win it. I was wrong. Looks like the healing on Mazdamundi was enough, and the Bastillodon with the Rev Crystal getting it done. Outer region does have the points lead right now, so it's rapidly going to become a triple cop situation. Nurgle does get this. They got more Plague Toads coming in. Some Marauders heading over here as well. But yeah, they're just losing the pit fight, right? The Exalted Hero is losing it. And the Chaos Sorcerer Lord is not going to be able to take on Mazdamundi. And he's just too fat and too thick. And that is going to be very tricky indeed. So moving up are the Plague Toads. Here they come. And the Marauders of Nurgle with great weapons have arrived as well. Nurglings are going to be cruising for a bruising this way. And we do have Marauders of Nurgle moving over there. So I think this is just over. I think that the Lizards are too thick and too proud, and they're able to hold it down. They're large and in charge. It's another way of putting this. I wonder how much Mazdamundi weighs. He's probably pretty heavy, right? I mean, I'd have to see him standing next to like a human to really gauge it, to like be able to kind of draw. He probably weighs like a good like 800 pounds, right? Something of that in that ballpark. I have no idea. Like he looks like, when you see him standing, you guys remember the movie The Whale with what's that guy's name? Brendan Fraser. Goddamn, it's getting late. Brendan Fraser. He looks like he's like similar size to Brendan Fraser's character in The Whale, maybe bigger. I'm not sure, but that would be my guess if I had to. Outside objective, firmly controlled. Middle objective is not in flux. It looks like Nurgle is just kind of desperation, throwing a lot of infantry at the point. Objective 3 is being held by Nurgle, but the Croxagores are going to put a ticking time bomb on this objective here, and that's eventually going to be going to the dinos, because Croxagores will just dunk on this infantry-heavy play. Man, the Plague Drones were so good. I think that just a couple little misplays with the targeting on the Plague Drones, like he wasted a lot of ammo on the Croxagores, which could have actually killed Mazdamundi earlier. So I think Harrison had this one in the bag early, at several points in the game, but, you know, Outer Region was able to capitalize on those issues and come back and win. GG, well played. Way bigger? Mazda is at least 2 tons. Is he really that big? He weighs a few tons. Okay, so they're bigger. Yeah, they're bigger than expected. Got it. GG, well played. All right. That was a fun match. Really cool seeing Lizards in action. 2,500, 800, 3,000 on that Stegodon. Damn, dude. 1,800 on the Sallies. They were summoned twice, though. And Croxagore spanking for the rest of the army, obviously. Plague Drones, 3,200 on the Angels of Decay. Man. 3,200. And we do have 1,900 on the other one. So beautiful. Great play by Harrison and Outer Region. That was honestly a really good match. All right, so we got Nurgle versus Khorne. I love this matchup. This is really fun. GG. And now we're going to go ahead and boss toss. Lobby code, please. So now it's going to be boss toss facing off against... is it Poo Game? No, I don't think it's Poo Game. I don't think this is ours. It's one of these lobbies, maybe? Is it this one? Just as an AFK player in here still? I know, Harrison. I felt your pain. I felt it, brother. It's okay. It's okay, man. We still think you're cool. You played great today. You did the Plague God. You did the Plague Father proud. No, we're not counting the stone chair as part of him. I'm just talking Mazdamundi. Like in his natural thick form. All right. So let's join with code. Oh shit, did I join as a spectator? I don't remember if I did. Nope. Okay. Let's refresh this. Join with code. Spectate. There we go. Yeah, Croxagors are thick as hell. I mean, those things are just pure muscle and like just heavy as hell. But Mazdamundi's like probably more gelatinous, right? You know? All right, let's see. Okay, I'd like, for reference, it's a little hard to tell. Let's see here. Okay, pulling this up real quick. So here's Mazdamundi. This is like a pretty accurate depiction. I love the rear shot of Mazda. It's hilarious. He's pretty freaking thick, right? Like I wish there was like a human. I guess I could see lords in this game are like disproportionately large. Like Karl Franz is like 9 feet tall when you look at him next to state troopers. So just because lords are like designed bigger in this game, so it's kind of hard to tell, honestly. He's pretty freaking thick though. Yeah. He's pretty thick. Oh no, it's Khorne versus Lizardmen. Sorry, brains all over the place. Yes. Probably like 1,200 to 2,000 pounds. Okay, I'd give you that. I think that's fair. I think that's fair. 2,000 pounds, you think so? You've never seen him standing up? Yeah, that's like his rendering animation. What do lizardmen eat? I don't know. Whatever, you know, whatever they can find. I mean, I'm sure they just like, there's lots of like, you know, insects and vegetation for them to eat in the Lustrian forest, right? So, dude, Mazda does have that cake. That's right. His majestic post bath stance. Is he even able to walk? Can Mazdamundi walk? You think? Isn't there a mod that makes him run on foot? Who was it? Who did that mod? Was it Okoi? There was like a mod where Mazdamundi would like run around on foot. It was like the most haggard thing ever. Oh, I think that was Okoi who did that. And Greasus running around like a normal ogre would be... If Greasus could like run instead of being on that stupid mount, he would actually maybe be decent. Yeah. The foot Mazdamundi, yeah. Their growth buildings talk about them catching insects and eating the jungle creatures. That makes sense. Yeah, that's true. That's true, Harrison. That's pretty funny, actually. He can walk, but Slan don't walk because chaos. Yeah, fair play. Yeah, I mean, lizardmen probably eat fish too, right? And they often live near the water, so they probably eat fish as well. They obviously have, you know, rudimentary hunting technology, so I'm sure they can go fishing. Okoi models are the best. The arcane. Yeah, the upside down head one. Yeah, I've seen that. You think Greasus can run? That's true. Yeah, he is morbidly obese. You know, it's I expect he couldn't run very far. Yeah, if they gave Greasus like a Thunderhorn mount or something, or whatever the hell those things are called, the big scary ones. I think they're on the wrong map. Is this a semifinal match? I think this is semifinal. So let me give the map to the players here. Crystal Lake is the map. So Crystal Lake is the map, I think. Let me make sure. This is the semis. Oh, yeah, Crystal Lake. Crystal Lake is the map because it is the semifinals of today's tournament. Make sure everybody's reporting the scores and all that goodness. Some people have forgot to input their scores here. Ogres are fast. And it's interesting though, ogres are really fast in Total War, right? But in tabletop, ogres are not that quick. I mean, they're like movement 5, which is like not that much faster than a human. I think. Let me check actually. Because the ogres are coming to get you. All right, let's see here. Yeah. All right, so let's see the ogre kingdoms. Where the hell are they? So how fast are like an ogre bull? Oh, actually, never mind. I'm wrong. They're movement 6. That is really fast. Movement 6 in tabletop is incredibly fast. That means they can march 12 inches. Are the Iron Guts slower? I could have sworn they were movement 5. No, they're move 6. Okay, shit, I stand corrected. I actually played against them in the tournament too. They were pretty scary. All right, and cool. I stand corrected. Greasus to be 200 speed. Oh my god, yeah. Turbo motor scooter Greasus, the Walmart edition. There was a website that was pretty popular. I don't think it's around anymore. It's probably just like some like awful spam malware website now, but so I don't recommend going. Oh yeah, I don't know. Be careful. But in the early 2000s, or I don't know, like 2009, 10, there was a website that was really funny called peopleofwalmart.com. Oh my god, that was so good. But you would see a lot of Greasus action there. Oh, Dread Saurian, let's go. Yes. How many of you guys remember People of Walmart? Yeah, that's a great one. You see some monstrosities on there for sure. Yeah, the website was wild as hell. Do you think CA will ever give Vlad one of his mounts? Probably not. No, I don't think so. He's going to forever be the foot vampire guy. Which is fine. Vlad's great. He's a really fun character to use. All right. It's still around, is it? Is it good now? Yeah. So, Turin, what factions would you recommend for jumping back into Dom mode? Tomb Kings are great. They're a little hard to play, but they're very good. Play what you like. Like whatever faction tickles your pickle and you think is just super cool, play them, and you'll win tournaments. Like Bretonnia wins tournaments. Every faction like occasionally wins tournaments. So there was a bug in the patch that made him 200 speed. Yeah, there was. All right, guys, welcome to the semifinals of tonight's tournament. It is going to be Outer Region rocking his Lizardmen army. So we got double Sar Spear, backed up by the Shredder of Lustria. Let's go, dude. Lustria is going to be shredded. All right, it is go time. So 750 weapon strength. And yes, that is that. Now over here, we do also have what appears to be the Slan Mage of Life. So the Slan Mage, obviously, of Life is an auto take if you're going to be dealing with, a Dread Saurian, right? It's something that really benefits from healing, and it has freaking 15,000 HP. So that is the way to do it. Yeah, very, very scary beast. We do have Sara Spears and Skin Cohorts, and on the other side of the battlefield, it's going to be Bastos. Bastos is kind of newer onto the scene. It has been playing a couple seasons, but has rapidly emerged as one of the rising stars of Total War Competitive, so very excited to see them and follow their career. So we see a lot of Hounds just to grab the objective, so it's going to be a Hound and a Flesh Hound, a lot of Marauders, double Skull Cannon, which will be excellent against the Saurus and the various chaff units, but probably won't be too good against the Dread Saurian. Marauders of Khorne with dual weapons. Valaki the Bloody is pretty much auto-take in this matchup. Very good at battling the big dinos. Granted, she still loses to a Dread Saurian, but he's going to grab all the objectives right out of the gates. So Khorne is going to be utilizing its speed to grab the objectives here against the dinos, who could have vanguarded some stuff if they wanted to, but didn't get too crazy on that. Lord Croak, yeah, he doesn't get used often. He's very niche. Lord Croak might only be good in like 1 or 2 matchups, if even. All right. So moving on up, we have the Skull Cannon. Skull Cannon's going to be blasting away into the Sara Spears. And looks like they might even be able to grab 2 objectives before the dinos get there. We see the Shredder of Lustria of Outer Region heading there. Skull Cannon missing pretty horribly. And are they going to try and grab it? Let's see. I mean, you could also go for an Alpha Strike on a Skink unit, just like swarm it with like 4 Hound units. That wouldn't be bad at all. But Skull Cannon shots still ripping and missing nonstop. Nope, they actually hit a Saurus back there. So one of the Saurus does get tagged. And now the Flesh Hound's going to be jumping onto the Skink Cohorts, which is a strong play. And really, really good objective play from Bastos. He's doing an excellent job of just grabbing these points and certainly trolling the Lizards a little bit. But the Dread Saurian's going to come back here, and immediately all these guys are going to want to flee. The normal Chaos Warhound unit, who hasn't ascended to Chaos Doghood, is going to be running even quicker because obviously the Dread Saurian is very, very scary. But the objectives now are going to be flipping to the dinos mostly. The Khorne army does have a flank coming in, so there are 2 Marauders with dual weapons here. And Marauders here. Double Hound unit going to be flaming the Skink Cohort, while the Slan of Life going to be getting ready to help out a little bit in combat. But the middle objective hasn't flipped yet. Khorne is still getting a lot of points. Dealing with that Shredder of Lustria is going to be very, very difficult. Call-ins for Khorne, what do we have? Probably Minotaurs of Khorne next, maybe. Although, do you just ignore the Shredder and try and win by swarming the objectives where the Shredder isn't fighting? That's the question. And I think Boss Toss needs to get these Marauders out of the bushes. You know, there's 2 of those guys hanging here. In the meantime, we do have the Marauders of Khorne fighting, and on the backside, it is going to be Forsaken. Oh, gotta love it. So Forsaken recently got buffed. Forsaken of Khorne were considered to be the worst one, but with 800 extra HP, you know, certainly more viable. Boss Toss also calling out Marauder Horsemen, but it looks like he kind of forgot to move them and give them a command, so he might forget about those guys for a while. We'll see if it comes back to bite him. Low ground objective looking good for Khorne. We are going to be seeing the Blood Gods champions heading over to objective 2 to try and grab that. Meanwhile, here is Sleipnir going down. Really nice cast there by Valkia. But the Dread Saurian has caught its prize. That is really not good. And Boss Toss using my forbidden tactics of forgetting about units in the back here. So that is something that against a player like Outer Region, you're not really going to be able to afford. Are Chameleon Skink Stalkers any good? They're pretty bad, unfortunately, Edo. Yeah, not very good. They've been buffed a little, but I still think they're quite terrible. So Razordon Hunting Pack in the backfield is being hunted by Fleshhounds of Khorne, and it looks like it is going to take a lot of damage, but the Fleshhounds do get caught by the clever girls. So the Velociraptors are going to be able to rip apart the Fleshhounds, most likely, considering their very tattered state. And Fleshhounds don't have good AP. These things have 90 armor, so it should favor them. The objective here is owned by the Blood God, though. Boss Toss, I play against them a bit, and I've noticed that their playstyle is really objective-centric. Certainly they value trade, but the objectives are really, really one of the big strong suits of this player, I think. This is a really, really nice pick as well. So we do see Valky the Bloody hunting down this Battletoad. If you can bait out healing on a Slan Mage, that means the healing isn't going to be going into the Dread Saurian, right? So anytime you can put light pressure on a character like this is quite nice. And we do also see the Furies of Khorne on their way out. So they're going to be descending on the Razordon hunting pack, while Valky the Bloody attempts to hunt down the Slan Mage of Life. On the other side, we do see Objective 2 belonging to the Blood God. So the Forsaken have arrived, and they look super cool. The Forsaken of Khorne are definitely one of the coolest looking Forsaken. And they do arrive and are going to be charging on up, so there they go. And now, flanking into the back of the Saurus Warriors, it is going to be the end of the road for these spears. As the Forsaken with their 60 weapon strength, and Khorne ones just hit very, very hard. They're going to annihilate these Saurus Warriors. So, good night, Sweet Prince. You guys fought well, but that is the end of the road for you. Objective Uno was retaken by the Dinos, though. The Spears were able to get there, and Valkia getting in a little bit of trouble here, actually. She activates Demon Shield to mitigate the damage from the Shredder, but it looks like the Shredder was able to make contact with Valkia and do some respectable damage. Furies land on the Feral Cold One, so that's going to end up being a bad trade for them, while the Marauder Horsemen are going to be charging into the Razordons. Man, they take a lot of damage on impact. See that? The Marauder Horsemen on the charge lost like 30-40% of their HP, which is very, very tough. Very tough indeed. So the Marauder Horsemen are going to be retreating back, and we do see the Razordons as well as the Croxagores battling it out. They are going to be running, and yes, the cohort of Sotek is going to be cruising down here. Looks like the game is looking pretty good for objectives for Khorne, but the Lizards are probably ahead on value pretty considerably. With the healing on the Dread Saurian, and like Khorne just does not have the tools to deal with the Dread Saurian. They don't have the Minotaurs. You don't see the throwing axes really able to get a good angle on it, and Valkia isn't really going after it. Occasionally, you'll see Khorne players get really crazy and do like double Bloodthirster or something, or like a Bloodthirster to try and fight the Shredder. The Shredder is the apex predator of monsters in this game, and you can see that Boss Toss is on the run with his Skull Cannons. They're taking a huge beating. And if they start to disintegrate, Boss Toss is going to fall behind really bad. Oh, man, it's wavering. That's so bad. That's 2,000 HP that's just going to go in the trash can if he doesn't get away. Oh, that hurts so much. That's so much value hemorrhaging. Outer Region feasting like the heathen kings of old. But Khorne coming out of the bushes is going to be trying to stabilize this objective. We'll see if they can as the 2 infantry arrive. And one of the Skull Cannons does go in the trash. On the downside, we do see Objective 2 belonging to Khorne. Objective 3 is potentially flipping to the Dinosaurs, but we do see the advance of the Forsaken. So Boss Toss massively behind on value now. But like I said, Boss Toss is a really good objective player, so there's a decent chance that with his points lead, he's going to be able to put a lot of pressure on Outer Region and maybe find a way into the game. We'll have to see. So Skull Cannon is back online. This objective is being stable. You see what I'm saying about him? He's so good at just like, even if this was like, I played him in the tournament today, and I felt like I was winning on value in many regards, but he was just so good at holding on to objectives and just like weaseling those points, which is such a strong play style. And he's also good at value trading too, but he can make the best out of a bad situation is essentially what I'm trying to articulate. Dinos are swarming it out. We do see some Marauder Horsemen coming, and Khornate Marauder Horsemen are really cool because they have anti-infantry. So if you need them to kill some like chaff in melee, they're going to be able to do it very, very good. So here they come. Moving on up, Mazda Money going to be dropping a thick banishment here, but it looks like it will be dodged by Boss Toss using that dreaded StarCraft micro. And over here on Objective 2, Khorne is holding onto that one. Looks like the Skull Cannon breaking those skinks off the point, or was that a Sleipnir? I think that was a Sleipnir. And meanwhile, Khorne is now relinquishing objective 1, but see what he's doing? He's just going to be moving across and like really outmaneuvering this Shredder of Lustria, which is going to be desperate. And then, is he going to have any split pushing on this objective here? Is he going to be sending any infantry or hounds to try and stabilize that? I don't quite know. But on the middle, we do have Cold One Spear Riders. They're a pretty good counter against all these units, more or less, but Furies will actually do a good job of ripping them apart. And now he's going to be splitting on the objectives, trying to make the Shredder of Lustria struggle, right? He's going to take these Horsemen and the Skull Cannon and move that back to that point, see what he can get done. Those Cold One Spear Riders do get eviscerated really badly by the Furies and the Double Hound unit. That obviously makes sense. Meanwhile, Valky the Bloody going for a bit of a pick on the low ground. 1,000 points, guys! See what I'm saying? And now we got 1050 here for Boss Toss, holding on to all 3 of the objectives. The Shredder, finally, maybe Outer Region's going to get an objective back. But now, look at the split pushing. Like, his whole decision-making of splitting and going here is now making it extremely hard for Outer Region to get these objectives back. So the Marauders are moving up. The Skull Cannon is probably going to be causing some terror on these things soon. I'm pretty sure it causes terror, and they do move up. In the meantime, Marauder Horsemen of Khorne are out with Fleshhounds, and they're actually going to be able to stabilize this objective. Valkia basically playing whack-a-mole here. Outer Region does get his clutches on the middle objective, which is going to be stemming the bleeding, but he's going to need to get all 3 points. And Khorne is going to have some decent Helm's Deep opportunities for sure. In the back, we got some Feral Cold One, semi-AFK. Lizards get wiped up on this objective, and look at the value, actually. It's being pulled back a little bit, but Outer Region's still ahead with healing, I would say, by probably quite a bit, maybe like 2,500 value lead. But Khorne's sneaky tricks are putting a lot of pressure on the objectives. We do see currently almost 1,200 points. Is it going to be enough, though? I mean, Khorne is looking very dead on the field. They don't really have a lot of good quality. It's mostly just like desperation units like Furies and Hounds and Horsemen. Not really any meat that's going to be able to effectively hold objectives. What's the next call-in going to be for both players? They have the same amount of supplies. It's just capture weight for both. I think they're just kind of desperate trying to get the points. Khorne using their Horsemen and Fleshhounds to try and mitigate the capture for as long as possible. It is obviously a triple cap situation at this point. They're going to need to get all 3. Valkia is just waiting in the wings, so she's kind of like a predator here, a carrion vulture who's waiting to see where the prey is going to be lying before she strikes. Skull Cannon getting an excellent shot against those skinks. Meanwhile, the Fleshhounds of Khorne are able to isolate some of the Feral Cold Ones here who are quite damaged, and they will win that fight. So a couple Marauders moving in. Houndos are also here. And Khorne is going to be trying desperately to hold on to this bottom objective. And they do hold on to it for a second. Nope, it's going to flip. But now they're going to rotate to the middle. So this playstyle, very, very, very scary. He's moving like a lot of cap weight to the middle with all these Hounds. But I think the Shredder of Lustria probably is going to be able to, clutch that objective down. In the meantime, we do have skink cohorts coming. But this Skull Cannon is doing so much work. It's just chain routing off just these skinks. They're just getting terror routed. And it's really mitigating their capture efficiency. So what is Khorne calling? Khorne calls in more Horsemen on the outside. Valkia the Bloody getting smashed up a little bit, but I think he's just like letting Valkia take this beating, and she does have the Demon Shield now. So she's going to be invulnerable against all damage for a short period of time. Meanwhile, the Furies descending on the Lizardmen Cav and the Marauder Horsemen coming in there as well. Valkia is going to be forced to retreat, 1,300 points. So Khorne, I think, just has to go all in on trying to, get objective 1 stabilized, maybe. The Lizards obviously know this. Does he have enough pressure elsewhere? Yeah, look at the Marauder Horsemen. Like, these units are also tattered, right? All it's going to take is one Marauder Horseman unit just bowling pinning these guys to probably clear this objective. So little things like that. Very, very strong indeed. We got Furies ripping into the Golden Spear Riders. On the high ground point, Bostos is in some serious danger. The Golden Spear Riders and the skink cohorts are making their way through, and the capture weight is going to start flipping very rapidly. So I think Khorne is going to be rotating down towards objective 3 to try and make a last stand down here. But I think that the Cold Spear Riders and the Croxagores will be able to respond quick enough to mitigate the effectiveness of this. And you can see they're immediately going to be rallying down there while the Dreadsaurian heads towards the northern objective. 1,400 points going to be for Khorne. It's certainly an epic struggle, but I think that the Lizardmen are going to get it. I think Outer Region is going to clutch this one in a very, very close duel of fates. Because the Khorne skirmish cav won't be able to fight off the Cold Spear Riders. I mean, he has a little bit of time to try and reclaim a single objective. I don't know how he's going to do that. It just seems like it's going to be near impossible. A couple Fleshhounds going to be heading back towards objective 1 to try and nibble those guys off. Currently, as it stands, Lizardmen do get that low ground objective. So are there points? Which point is owned by Khorne? Is it objective 2 or objective 1? Okay, this one is... Oh, man, Khorne holding on to that point. Just barely, dude, with those Fleshhounds. Oh, my God. I looked and it looked like a lizard point, but now it's going to flip pretty hard, right? And the Fleshhounds are going to need to find another opportunity. So 14-15, the Lizards are potentially in danger of losing this objective with some of the Marauder Horsemen. Look at this, dude, his micro. He's just like riding in circles on the point. This is some StarCraft micro right here. He's just like straight up riding in circles, trying to maintain capture weight. But the leadership is so fickle on these guys. Are they going to be able to get it? Dude, he's like circling. He's circling them here. I love it. If he gets this point, that could honestly spell doom for the Lizards. But I think that the Lizardmen are going to get him off. We see one of the Marauder Horsemen. Oh, Valkia dying. Oh, Valkia died. Oh, man. And that changed the dynamic here. And now we're going to see all the Hound units sprinting down to the low ground objective, maybe. Because there's no way they're going to get this. There's too many skinks here, including the cohort. And we got Coldon Riders coming in. And, yeah, this is probably GG here. I think that's going to be it. Unless he's able to get an objective back. With Valkia dead, you know, that's just a little bit too much. No Minotaurs of Khorne, really. Those are your usual anti-large tools you see here. Although they're not very good against Shredder, but against, like, the Coldon Spear Riders and Croxagores are quite good. So the Mass Cav is going to be heading down to the low ground to Objective 3 to try and swarm that. And, I mean, maybe, I think what you do is you sacrifice one Fleshhound here to stall the Lizard army, and then you take all these down to try and get the capture weight there. You know, that's probably what you do. And he does exactly that. So one Fleshhound does attack. The other one's going to be coming in. And did the other Skirmish Cav rally? It does not look like it. The capture weight is a little bit scary here. It looks like Lizards do get the Coldon Spear Riders back there, and the Hound units do arrive. It is in the process of flipping, and now they're going to be trying to swarm on top of the Coldon Spear Riders here. Boss Toss with the sweaty micro. Very, very sweaty indeed, but I don't think it's going to be enough. Is there any like tricks he has on the high ground? He's rapidly running out of time, and the Lizards would probably be able to flip the objective back pretty quickly. Okay, it is going a little bit. It's getting there. Another Coldon Spear Rider's on its way over, but the other Hound unit has arrived. He's fleeing off with these units. The capture weight, man, it's so close to flipping, dude. Throwing Axes getting good damage against the Croxagores. They're almost broken. They do get sacrificed into the Cold Ones here. And meanwhile, on the high ground, we do get some Marauder Horsemen being called in, looking for whatever objectives he can. Mazdamundi, of course, sitting pretty thick on the middle point, and out of region really, really playing super cagey. He's really making sure not to lose any of the points. And that is going to be a Lizardman victory, ladies and gentlemen. GG! Grand Finals is Dinosaurs versus Vampire Coast. What a great game. That was super sweaty. Because, like, the build of Boss Toss was not good against fighting that Lizard build, but he still made a game of it with insane micro. Yeah, Shredder was a monster, obviously. 4,700 value on the Shredder of Lustria, by the way. Dude, super, super savage. I love when big monsters actually perform. Except in Tabletop, I don't. But here, I do. That was quite good. All right, so finals. Okay, so finals. Oops, wrong one. And let's host. There we are. Let's get the lobby code over to Outer Region. And we're going to get Scrambled Egg Special. There we are. Yeah, what a cool finals, right? Lizards versus Ghosts. We've been having a lot of off-meta factions doing well these days. So let me tag these guys. I'm going to remind them. Reminder. You have 2 lives on top side. So you have to lose twice. Okay. And then Outer Region. Reminder. Today you have to beat Scrambled twice. We are doing actual double Elim. As listed in rules. Okay, just letting the players know. So the top side of the bracket is going to have 2 lives because we're doing true double elimination. So it'll be the same match twice in a row, potentially, like if Outer wins the first game. And then I will juggle the map. So Celestial Lake is going to be it. There it is. And boom, boom. Can Scarbrand? Yeah, Scarbrand can fight a Shredder, but it's even not a good fight for him because the Shredder has like 5,000 more HP than him and also poisons and has access to healing, so it's not great. Yeah, it's the best bet is to usually ignore the Shredder as Khorne, you know, and just play the objectives and try and isolate things in other areas. I mean, you can kill it, but it's extremely difficult, you know. I know, I was going to play Lizards next stream, but it seems like you guys got it covered today. You're getting like top tier Lizardmen play, so yeah, we might do something else. So I want to find someone who's like not represented at all. Yeah. So in double Elim, in most tourneys across the world, top side bracket gets 2 lives as he hasn't lost yet. And you have. Cool. Just letting Outer Region know. He didn't read the rules, so I don't think he knew that it was like a double Elim thing. Okay. Outstanding. So taking a look here. They're going to get ready. And I'm going to go refill my water. And we will continue this fun journey we've all been on together. Thank you guys for joining. Yeah, wow. We got a lot of people here. It's crazy. Usually the late night streams are smaller. But like as of late, the late night streams have been... More people have been hanging out. I don't know what's going on. Some sort of witchcraft. Okay. I'll be RB. Going to go get some water. All right, guys, back in business. Sorry for the jump scare. Cathay must return to Monkey to win. Yes, indeed. Indeed. High Elves are due for a good college try. High Elves have been getting a lot of shine. Outer Region was playing them for like several SFTs. By the way, if you guys want to see him in action, he live streams his tournaments usually. He also, he does, I don't think he puts up videos, but he does do live streams. Wood Elves have not gotten a lot of play this season. The most active Wood Elf player is taking a break from the game at the moment, I think. Serkia. I haven't seen him playing this season. Granted, he will be playing this Saturday in the season finals. So Saturday at, I think, noon, the stream will start. You guys are going to get a fat, sweaty tournament, which will be really, really fun. Slaanesh Cathay Lizards. Which one would I play? Vampire Counts either Abyssal Horrors? That would be cool. Yeah, what do they actually do in Tabletop? We could look. Vampire Counts are missing a couple things, right? Okay. Let's see what they're missing. We can all peek together. Okay. So where's this? There it is. Let's get rid of the Ogre Kingdoms. And what list are we talking about? Vampire Counts? Yeah. So what would it be under? Is it a rare unit? No, it's Vargeists, special units. Is it a mount? They have a lot of units. Spirit Hosts. Oh, they don't have Spirit Hosts, do they? They're missing those. Those aren't in the game. In our game. Can he rock? Oh, is it a... Oh, here it is. The Abyssal Terror. Okay, so it's a mount. Oh, so movement 6, weapon skill 4, so pretty wimpy, but it does get +4 wounds, which is a lot. What does it even do? Wicked Claws and Poisonous Tail. How many attacks? Only 3 attacks. Okay, so it's like a medium... It's kind of like a Lamasi for Chaos Dwarves, it looks like. Like a cheaper, like in between, like a little bit weaker than a dragon, perhaps. You could also ride a Coven Throne here, which is pretty cool. The Pallid Handmaidens. Oh, sounds so evil. Hexrace are good. Hexrace are awesome. Yeah, I like them a lot. I think Hexrace are like really good. You just want to see Zinj Flamers burn and nate the countryside. Yeah, they're fun. All right. Ready to go. All right, here we go. So, guys, today is different. Normally, in pretty much every other game in tournament culture, double elimination, the winner of the top side of the bracket gets 2 lives. So they have to be beaten twice by the bottom side because the bottom side player has already lost a game. So in order for it to be a true double elimination, the top side gets 2 lives, which is what we're doing tonight. So Scrambled Egg Special, having defeated Outer Region earlier, is essentially going to have 2 lives because Outer Region's coming from the bottom side of the bracket. Yes. Yeah, Hex Rays are really easy to paint in Tabletop too. If you want to play like a Ghost Army for Vampire counts, it's a joke to paint. You could paint them in like a couple days. All right, guys, here it is. It is the Mr. Krabs. It is the Krabby Patty build. So we got a Vampire Fleet Admiral with Winds of Death and Invo. And did I spy Pit of Shades? No, that's the Black Pry Pit. Okay. So, yep, double big crab. We do have zombies and bomber mobs to deal with infantry and a couple pistols. But really, the epicenter of the build is going to be double Crabbo Stabbo. Now, looking at the build here for the Great Outer Region, he's got a whole bunch of skink cohorts, a legion of chaff units, which makes sense because skinks will beat zombie deckhand mobs and they're cheap and can really swarm. On top of that, we do have the Umbral Tide, and the Battle Slan is going to be a Slan of Death. What the hell? I don't think I've ever seen one of these be used. It's been a while. So Slan of Death, what is the point? Spirit Leeching the big monsters, and Buna on Depth Guard? Buna on Sirens? Those type of things, maybe? I don't hate it. Oh, man, somebody earlier wanted these things. Here we go. So Chameleon Stalker Corps in the woods. There's going to be 3 of them. They did get buffed recently, I believe. So maybe they're not as bad as they used to be. But that is some really, really nice back pressure for sure. They're going to be able to move through the woods here. So basically, you guys deserve this, by the way. There's going to be 2 groups of them right here. And they're going to move right up through the woods. Just like this. There you go. And then they're just going to spray all over this objective here, potentially. Which could be very, very good. I couldn't resist, sorry. Probably going to get demonetized for that now. But it was worth every second. Zombie Pirate Deckhand mobs moving on up. And the Rotting Leviathans are heading to Objective Uno. So there they go. The big Crabbos. The rest of the army is going to be bombers heading towards Objective 3. Bombers are really good against like mass amounts of like lizard chaff. That's for sure. I'm really excited to see the Chameleon Stalkers do something. Like, I want to see them be disruptive and cause havoc. They're so, nobody ever uses them, so it's going to be so unexpected for Outer Region. For Scrambled Egg. I think he's going to be a little bit surprised by it, right? It's going to be a little bit surprised. So, pistol mobs are here. Chameleon Stalkers coming around. They're obviously going to wait for the crabs to move off. And when the crabs move off, that's when they're going to ambush, which is going to be the power play. Deckhand mobs coming in. Winds of Death is going to be excellent potentially. I mean, it could roast a lot of these guys. And we do see good firepower coming in on the gunnery mobs from the salamanders. The Arwar too, the Umbral Tide. So they're able to move in. And the back pressure objective, yeah, he could be in some serious trouble there. Nothing really elite being called out for Scrambled Egg. We don't really see, aside from the crabs, we don't see any depth guard, no Morngulls, no Sirens, nothing like that, right? Nothing like that indeed. So moving on up, good firepower. We do see Vampire Coast returning the favor with some pistol fire into the face of these skink skirmishers. The Crabbos have kind of moved off, and I love this. This is so cool. Oh, look at these stalkers. They look really rad. Like, they're an incredibly cool-looking unit. Lizards are a pretty easy army to do for Warhammer the Old World, too, because all their minis are available in Age of Sigmar, so you can just, like, make a super cool-looking army. And the models are, like, newer and awesome-looking, so yeah, you definitely get to feast pretty well. Rotting Leviathan's heading over here towards Objective 3. The fight is going to begin. Wow. Oh, he's going for a snipe on the Lord. So Spirit Leech spam on the Vampire Fleet Admiral from the Slan of Death. Interesting. But Crabbo is going to Stabbo. That's going to be very, very hard to deal with. In the meantime, I feel like Objective 1 is going to get folded up really hard. Emerging from the trees, the Chameleon Stalkers. Look at that. The ambush. That's why I love Domination Mode, because there's like weird tactical battlefield engagements like this, right? You got like these cool ambushes and like fighting on different parts of the battlefield. I think it's very interesting, rather than just like a box in the corner, right? But yeah, nice firepower coming in from the Chameleon Stalkers. Able to melt a couple of those units. And what's the response going to be? We see a handgun unit here. But yeah, the Stalkers get in with their precursor ammo. And they do have, decent stats, 22 and 36. So they should be able to defeat these like chaff units very, very well. So Crabbos are stabboing over here, though. We do see them melting a lot of the skinks. The skink cohorts are getting bomber mobbed into the Shadow Realm. Scrambled Egg Special is probably the best Vampire Coast, one of the best top 2 Vampire Coast players out there for sure. He's very good at Vampire Coast. So if anybody knows how to make him work, it's him. And the Crabbos are getting work done. One of them does get trapped up in the Croxagores back here. Oh, these are Sacred Croxagores. I like that pick by Outer Region. They have AP and they don't really, they're good against big monsters and against infantry. So against the Rotting Leviathan, there's actually some good deeps there. But immediately you see the Lizardmen getting folded off that objective. The skinks not able to stand up to the wrath of two very big, expensive monsters. And the Chameleon Stalkers are doing reasonably good. I mean, they're crumbling a lot of units, and it does force out a counter pick here from Scrambled Egg, which is going to be the Night Terrors. So the Night Terrors are moving in very slow. It's like that scene in Austin Powers where the guy gets run over by the steamroller. But Oh, there they go. Maybe just a little bit of lag. Jeez, they jump scared me there with that sound effect. But yes, they are going to clobber these Chameleon Stalkers pretty badly. And I think that Outer Region's play on the back objective is going to be shut down for now. So now for Outer Region, the big thing is going to be winning over here. His back objective situation is just offline, more or less, right? Like, those Morngulls are going to annihilate all those units. We also have hand cannons coming up to help secure that. It's really just going to be dealing with the Stabbo Crabos. And Stabbo Crabos are not super good against the Sacred Croxagors. The regular Croxagors won't be very good against the Crabos, but the Sacred ones will. So Bomber Mobs coming in to provide a little bit of saturation. Deckhand Mobs versus these Skink Cohorts here. And where is the Vampire character, by the way? Okay, it looks like the character was moving to the back objective, a little bit of a panic situation, was very worried about that. The Chameleon Stalkers, though, do manage to start getting the capture weight to flip in their favor, but I don't think it's going to matter. Hand cannon mobs are going to be waddling over the hills. Lizards now with the cohort of Sotek. Vampire Coast still managing to hold on to this point, but the Crabos are very locked down. They should probably just start fighting, even the Sacred Croxagors, because they're just moving and not really doing much right now. They're trying to escape and, in the process, not doing much. So the Hounds feast on the Chameleon Stalkers back here, and the Chameleon Stalkers are still doing a little bit of work. You can see that they're still fighting here, and the Morngulls did chase those ones off. The hand cannon mob should be able to obliterate them. A big thing is going to be watching the efficiency of this gun unit here. The Crabos getting a lot of potential healing soon, I would wager. We do have Invo and Winds of Death. A big Winds of Death here could be devastating too, like one right down the pipe here. Yep, oh, it's coming. Here it goes. Oh, look at the damage. Oh my god, brutal. And it gets in and deletes those ones too. Dude, that Winds of Death was thick. Look how much damage it did. And also over here, absolutely savage. That just broke the back of the Lizard Infantry on that particular point. But now Spirit Leech is going to be coming down in response. And the hand cannon mob, dude, look at the handguns. They just blasted those skinks in the face, but they are going to be caught in melee. But I think that the reinforcing Dickhand mobs should be able to put them offline. So will the Crabs be able to defeat the Sacred Croxagors? We will find out on today's episode of Dragon Ball Z. Now over here, on Objective 1, the Chameleon Stalkers are about to be finished off by the Night Terrors, which is going to be very good for the coast, because then the Night Terrors are going to be able to head over there to try and help out. But the Crabs not really taking any damage, and honestly are just raid bossing this Lizard army. You know what's really funny? Like, a unit that might actually not be bad here would be like a Carnosaur. Like, Krokgar on a Carno would just rip these things to shreds. But, like, you never see him. He's so, like, considered to be bad that he just doesn't see a lot of play. So now we do see Sirens. Sirens are a good mid-game infantry unit. You get them in. They're hard to kill without magic damage. The problem is I think Sacred Croxagors do magic. Oh, is that going to be a Buna? Man, he was ready for that. Outer Region was waiting with a full erection to cast that Buna, that's for sure. And that's basically a hard counter to the Sirens. They're going to get sent to the Shadow Realm there, so that was a very good cast. But the objectives do lie in favor of the Lizards. They do have the 2-to-1 cap. They're up by about 100 points here, and the Dickhand mob's trying to get this, but that Buna is basically going to shut down these Sirens. Invo does go down, but the Blood Statue of Spite, that's so much damage. So that was a really, really nice play there. I like that quite a bit. As another Spirit Leech goes down to the Vampire Fleet Admiral, if we do see Scrambled Egg Special lose the Vampire Fleet Admiral, that could be the end of the game for him. They're a faction that really cannot afford to lose characters like that. So the Sirens, are they going to stabilize? They're at -5 leadership. Maybe they will. Crabos are just raid bossing it, just battling these Sacred Croxagors until the Sun and Stars die out. Aside from that, it looks like the back objective is more or less secure, and the Vampire Admiral did get away. Sirens kind of stabilized, and the Night Terrors have come to help. Now the Admiral's going to be dropping some pistol fire back here. Got to be careful, though. So will the Crabos endure? One Crab is quite low. It really needs an invocation. That thing needs some serious healing if it can get it. And the Crabs have been kind of unsupported, but they are going to be terror-routing a lot of these really crappy units nearby. On the back objective, we do see the Chameleon Stalkers getting on top of the guns. And honestly, these two tattered Chameleon Stalkers might be able to beat a full health hand cannon mob in melee. And that's why you're going to see Scurvy Dogs called out. In the backfield, Croxagors here getting worn down, and now we see the Depth Guard coming out. So I was wondering when the Depth Guard would come. And will one of the Crabs be stabilized? So we do see Spirit Leech going down on Big Crabo, and he's probably going to start crumbling very, very soon. 2,400 right here as the Croxagors are going to be taken apart. It's really important for Scrambled Egg Special here to try and salvage his Rotting Leviathan. So we're going to see if he's going to be able to. In the meantime, the Rotting Leviathan here at 935. Crabos are still trying. One of them is crumbling down. Outer Region is up in value pretty considerably. But again, there is a fair amount of healing on the roster here for the Vampire Coast. And Vampire Coast does manage to clear this off, and there's going to be a bit of a second wind coming in as the Depth Guard and the Night Terrors will arrive. We see Sirens chasing some units off here, but they need to salvage the Crabs. At least one Crab needs to be saved. If they both die here, it's just game over, obviously. So we're going to see what happens. In the meantime, Night Terrors and Depth Guard are going to be sprinting towards the Crab to try and salvage it. I suspect there's still some invocation in the back pocket. There's probably got to be at least one. Black Priapid is activated. and more zombies are going to be shambling forth. Over here, the hand cannon mob's doing good work, but the scurvy dogs able to feast extremely hard, and now they're going to be jumping on top of the red-crested skinks, which is a good call. Red-crested skinks have terrible melee defense, so they get ripped up by the doggo units very quickly. Crabbo is trying to stabbo, but he is in a little bit of danger, and he's on fire too, so the healing's going to be mitigated. He definitely needs the support of the depth guard. If the depth guard can get there with the Morngulls and salvage the crab, and then he can come back, then I think that scrambled egg could still be in this game for sure. It's going to be very close. Hand cannon mobs shooting into the Saurus warriors, doing okay damage, as these scurvy dogs are going to be forced back. And banishment going down from Lord Chungus. But now the depth guard have arrived, and this is going to be a massive beating for the lizards. These are Bloody Reaver depth guard, I think. No, just regular ones. But they will be able to chew through these dinosaurs. Like the Feral Cold ones and the Croxagors are going to be taking a whooping there. Now, is there an overcasted Invo is the question. That would be pretty massive. Here we have doggos. Doggos are going to be bouncing out to just run interference, trying to buy some time for that back objective play. Now there's Spirit Leech going down in the Vampire Fleet Admiral, which is, reasonably healthy. Death Guard in good shape, I suppose. Getting a little bit worn down, though, but they are breaking through. You can see a lot of the big Lizardmen units are taking a hammering here, and Scrambled Egg, though, is going to need a point back soon. Yep, Lizardmen are folding up here. This could be the turning of the tide. The Depth Guard arriving with the Morngulls, just tons of AP to deal with this Croxagor brick. That could be the turning of the tide. Granted, the back objective in a little bit of danger, but it looks like Scrambled Egg planned for it and did send his dreaded 23 movement speed units to get there. Meanwhile, mass amounts of zombies are going to be coming over here, and this is really not good for outer region. The Crabbo is stabboing again, and the Depth Guard polearms are now saturated into the Croxagors, and they're still reasonably healthy with 50 models, and there's no Buna for them. In the back, we do see Hounds, and the Hounds tried to steal the back objective, and they did force outer region to call in ineffective summon, and they're just going to retreat through there and stabilize. Most likely, the polearms and the Dickhand mobs here might be able to hold that, but you do see Sirens being called out, which is quite good. So Polearm Boys and Crabbo and the Night Terrors holding back the tides of the Lizardmen, and we do now get a couple Dickhand mobs arriving, and I believe that it would still be a victory for Scrambled Egg on just 2 objectives here. The Vampire Fleet Admiral just cackling in the bushes back there, really doing good work. But the Depth Guard polearms just generating massive value here. Up to about 900 value already is so damn good. And now Crabbo's going to come back in and lend his blade to the fight. Back objective is stabilized by Scrambled Egg Special. I think Scrambled Egg wins on just 2 from here. It's close, but I'm pretty sure he does. I am pretty sure he does indeed. I think that the lizards are running out of speed, kind of momentum. The death magic is going to be not super effective at this point in the game. Shield of the Old One's very, very good. And what are these? Basic Saurus Warriors? Yeah, the Depth Guard should be able to handle them. I think that the Vampire Fleet Admiral with Black Pariah will probably have another Invo somewhere. And the Sirens are hot in pursuit of these Saurus Warriors. Meanwhile, the Croxagor is coming over to try and flank, which is a good call. And the double Scurvy Dogs can also come and lend capture weight wherever they're needed. So we'll have to see how that all plays out. But Skank cohorts being forced back. Croxagor's routed. The Night Terrors still doing excellent damage. You can see their values. 2,000 value on the Night Terrors here. Very, very good stuff. Sirens are going to be looping about as we get more pistol mobs being called in. The Vampire Fleet Admiral being uber conservative here, trying to stay as far back as possible. Depth Guard sitting at 1,200 value right now. Croxagors are basically dead because of the Depth Guard. Depth Guard are just putting him to the torch, that is for sure. As we get Halberd units chasing down the Umbral Tide here. And the double Scurvy Dogs are now going to have an opportunity to maybe hunt down the Umbral Tide here. Now, will Coast be able to endure? The Vampire Fleet Admiral's coming back. I think he's nervous about Spirit Leeches, because if he loses that Vampire Fleet Admiral, Crumbling could lose him the game, right? Saurus Warriors, though, are going to have a pretty bad time against these Sirens. The Sirens are going to get in and do some excellent work against them, so here they go. They're going to be spinning. They're going to be shanking. Great armor piercing on them, obviously 100%, so that's very good. The Crab is getting a lot of love right here from the tree line. A lot of the Salamander shots are shooting into the trees. And the Scurvy Dogs, where are they? Where are the Scurvy Dogs? Okay, they're nibbling on the Chameleon Stalkers here. Capture weight starts to flip back to outer region here, though. He's cackling. He's working it, man. We do see some sort of magic going down here. 2 pistol mobs going to be arriving. The Admiral as well, and the Crabbo is going to be retreating. Depth Guard finally faltering after all that. Wow, he's going to Winds of Death instead of healing. I'm really shocked. That was not worth it. And as a matter of fact, that might even hit his own units out there. Yeah, so that was a big blunder. I don't know if it's like a game-losing blunder, but definitely a mistake in my opinion. Okay, this is actually big, though. If he just gets both of these guns and just wastes his Battletoad, I think that's GG. The Battletoad here is very vulnerable. If he just like zeroes in with those pistol mobs and finishes off this land is very vulnerable right now. And we got the Scurvy Dogs chasing down the Chameleons, but Feral Cold Ones do manage to hunt them down. Another unit of Depth Guard on the back objective. So they arrive on the back point. Most likely we'll wheel over here to try and help stabilize this. The pistol mobs, are they shooting Battletoad? Battletoad's in danger, guys. The pistols have zeroed in. So there they go. And now it looks like some skinks coming in from the rally to come back and try and save their Battletoad King. But the Battletoad is at 15 leadership. Man, that firepower, though, from those Umbral Tide, that's going to be doing some work. And you see the points getting very, very close. Yeah, guys, it's literally like a barely a win for Scrambled Egg. And the Depth Guard, are they going to be heading for the home? I think that's a mistake. I think the Depth Guard coming over here is the play. Just this is where like everything is going to be decided. The fate of Middle Earth here. 150 HP on Battletoad, 98 HP. The Scurvy Dogs, and down he goes. Battletoad being shot by the powder of Vampire Coast. So the pistol mobs do arrive. They get some nice work in there. And this Rotting Leviathan is just tanking these shots like an absolute Giga Chad. And the pistol mobs are going to provide some decent staying power. Syrenes are also here. And with no more Battletoad, I think that this is just, okay. Now it makes sense to back push. What do we have? Saurus and some red-coasted skinks. Zombies are going to be heading over there. Syrenes reinforcing as well. Vampire Fleet Admiral hiding in the bushes as well. And ladies and gentlemen, it looks like Scrambled Egg Special is going to be clutching the grand finals. He probably will not even need to use his second life, as he will be cleaning it up. 2,300 value on Sabo Crabo. The other one probably had about 1,800. But they were like tanky, right? That was the big thing. That was the big thing indeed. Yeah, double pistol mobs are there. And the Lizards are in a mass rout. With their Lord having died, that's going to be the end of the road for them. And yeah, Depth Guard Polearms easily cleaning this up. That's going to be a triple cap. For sure, Lizards are going to be trying to hold that, but I don't know if Outer Region's done the math yet, but it is not a triple cap situation because it's a much closer game. Scrambled Egg would catch him on just 2. But cool tournaments we've had, right? We had Bretonnia winning, which was awesome, like a huge underdog faction. Now we're getting Coast winning, which is really fun. You don't see them. They're not like super meta. It's really fun to see that these factions still got some chops. Those crabs are doing work. Yeah, they're tanky. They don't have like a ton of killing power like, you know, Dread Saurian, but they have a lot of armor. 150 armor is pretty nutty. So Syrene's moving in, intercepting the cohort of Sotek. Depth Guard retreating back to avoid the armor piercing, which is smart. Halberd's coming, and do they turn in fight here at this point? You probably just turn in fight. Crabo's probably finally going to go down to the Salamanders. Outer Region's going to get his last laugh here as the Rotting Leviathan starts to crumble. -11. Fire damage, of course, doesn't do anything special against the Leviathan. And are we going to see the flip here? Most likely so. He's bringing the Leviathan to try and get a terror route. We see zombies all over the battlefield, so the deckhand mobs have gotten it. The back objective is going to be secured as well. And that is a triple cap, ladies and gentlemen. And it looks like the Lord of the Seven Seas, Scrambled Egg Special, has gotten it done. Outer Region has played a very good run of games today, but that is going to be game over. There's no way he can win. It's actually like literally impossible now. But Outer Region probably, you know, hasn't quite realized that yet. So if he's streaming especially, you can get really caught up in the moment, not realize how bad a game is. You know, like, okay, I just need to do this. Maybe I can get this back. But it's a triple cap. And the crabs are cackling. They are going to be feasting seafood for nobody today. The lizards are going to be the delicacy. Well, I guess Vampire Coast doesn't really eat anything. So yeah, they don't care about that. They're vampires, if anything. So Depth Guard sprinting up to the objective. Going to be easy to hold it. Pistol mobs putting some firepower down. The biggest thing was the this fight here. When we saw the Depth Guard and the Morngulls arrive and just like turn the tide of that fight. That was absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. GG, well played. Let me talk to the players, let them know. GG, man. And that's it. All right. All hail the mighty. They're arising from the deep with crooked sails and incredible tales. We're calling in the seas. And Vampire Coast has won it. Looking at the value on these guys, 800, but the other Crabo got 2,500. The Depth Guard, these guys were the Chads, 1,500 on them. Morngul's also stopping that Stalker play was very clutch. The Stalker play was very clever, but the Morngul in the back pocket to deal with that was super effective, for sure. But it was a really fun game. Cool builds on both sides. And that's going to be it. Yeah, GG, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed that one. We'll see you guys on the other side. If you enjoyed this stream, please do drop a like on the way out. That is extremely helpful for keeping the old Total War engine going. Thank you so much to our 3 new channel members. Again, that's a great way to help out the channel. It means a lot. And if you guys are also interested, you can check out my wife's clothing business. So my wife just launched her t-shirt business here. All sorts of fun stuff, pop culture references, and just, you know, general comedy stuff involving animals. So definitely check that out if you guys are interested in supporting the old channel. All right, take care of yourselves. See you around. I appreciate you guys. We'll be back streaming in the next few days. Adios, do widzenia. That is it for tonight. Probably play Age of Empires in the next like 3 days, Aaron, I would say. Yeah, that's going to be the game plan. All right, take care of yourselves. That's it. Adios, and Sigmar bless this ravaged body.